Welcome to the open book, where every voice matters. Every story got layers, and every conversation opens something new. Turn the page, turn the page, turn the page. Turn the page. Turn the page. Turn the page. Welcome to the open book, where the real conversations flow. Turn the page. Turn the page. Turn the page. Every story got meaning. Every perspective shows. Turn the page. Turn the page. Turn the page. Turn the page. Late night talks with the smooth bass knocking. Whole room tuned when the topics dropping. Authors, culture, real life views. Open book vibes bring a whole new groove. No fake energy when the dialogue starts. Different perspectives play a major part. From page to podcast, the vibes stay deep. Real conversations every single week. Welcome to the open book, where the real conversations flow. Turn the page, turn the page, turn the page, turn the page. Every story got meaning. Every perspective show. Turn the page, turn the page, turn the page. Every chapter different. Every voice got purpose. Every voice got purpose. Turn the page.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to the open book. This is your host, Lakeisha. Make sure you hit that like button. Let everyone know we are live. Also, if you would like to support the channel, you're welcome to send a super sticker, super chat, Cashapp, or buy a coffee. And those links are in the description field of this video. Okay, y'all. Oh my gosh, it's so much. So much we have to go over this morning. A lot transpired yesterday evening. Okay, I know we came live in the morning, but y'all, a lot went on. So I want to get into today some of the updates in the Nolan Wells case. We have lawsuits, all kind of rewards being offered, and just drama. Okay. This live is for educational and entertainment purposes only, and is covered under the Fair Use Act. Information shared is alleged in our opinions as we react to various topics and people. All right, so before we get into it all, let's see who we have here so far. Hey, Buttercup, welcome. Thank you for joining, and thank you for being first in the building. Hey, Mama 80s, welcome. QJ is in the building. Thank you for joining. Hey, Clarinetta, welcome. Good morning, Verb. Thank you for joining. Hinata is in the building. Hey, Love Spice, welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's see. Verb said, if there are no arrests yet, I don't want to hear it. Uh-oh. You know what? What's so ironic now, I don't know if they're speaking it into existence, but there was, and of course it was fake news, but on Facebook, there was a post showing that Warren had gotten arrested. Okay, now I know it was fake news, but I said, hey, let them put it in the atmosphere. Okay. I was like, okay, all righty. Now we knew it was fake news, but child, put it in the atmosphere. Let's prepare the headline. Okay. Hey, Tangela. Hey, T Millsap. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay. So yesterday, y'all, now let me say this too. Today, Ben Crump is going to do an interview, or I should say, I think an update during a press conference. And I believe it starts at 11 o'clock a.m. So we'll definitely tap into that. He's going to provide some updates on 3 different cases that he is a part of right now, including the Nolan Wells case. Okay, so that's something that will be updated today. And I feel like it's almost like deja vu, y'all, because remember when Nolan's parents were about to do the press, like their press tour, when the first time they came out, right? So the evening before that, the judge, she made that post like she was reaching out to Christine, and if there's anything you or your lawyers want to talk about, I'm open, and blah, 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 blah. And I said, that's so ironic that she waited all of that time to say something to Christine when she had already been on the internet. Hey, Karen, making posts trying to defend her stepson, right? So I said, to me, that was a strategic move in my opinion. Okay, now notice on yesterday, okay, here we go again. Warren's father. Now, this is according to TMZ. All right, so let me pull that up. Now, it's stating that according to TMZ, the father of one of Nolan Will's friends is offering a hefty cash reward in hopes of shedding light on the mysterious circumstances surrounding Nolan's death. Like, wait, what? Because I thought everybody was crazy. I thought that this was, oh, y'all don't think it's any foul play, and why are people looking into this? Why are people doing too much? Just let the investigation run its course, okay? She said TMZ is full of it, okay? And welcome. Hey, the highest praise, welcome. So I was like, for a reward to be offered now, are y'all thinking that there is a possibility that it could be foul play? Hey, the Queen stand. Okay, so that was something that came to mind also. Now, we already know that Benjamin Crump's team with Al Sharpton, Tyler Perry, T.O., they have a reward of $125,000. Okay, but now he is offering his own reward. Now, it says Dr. Benjamin Hudson, the father of Warren Hudson, told TMZ he's offering the reward for any information, and they're copying anyways, that leads to the arrest and conviction of the person responsible for Nolan's death, laying a $50,000 reward on the table for information that leads investigators to whoever may be responsible. Wow. So y'all are thinking that someone is responsible for Nolan's death, that it was not due to any possible drinking or drugs? Okay, 50,000. Now, if a person really has some good information, they could clean up and get 175,000. Okay, I would call both helplines. The teen's father also makes it clear his family isn't pointing any fingers, telling us we don't know that anyone had any involvement, but we care about Nolan and want to find out what happened. Okay, now Dr. Hudson also firmly defends the teenagers who were with Nolan that day, saying he believes the boys on the 3 boats had no involvement in Nolan's death, and plainly puts it as, we still don't know what happened. So is this just a front then? Because is there a mysterious person that is supposed to pop out of nowhere? Okay, is this just a part of a strategy? Because Ben Crump is about to do a big update today. Like, what is this really about? Okay, let's see what y'all saying. All praises to the most. Hi, Yahweh. Yes, yes. Hey, T Lady Boogie. I can't type that fast. 50,000 after your kid doesn't interview, dropping names and all. He should have stayed quiet. Ooh, okay. The call gonna be coming from the inside of the house. Uh-oh. Hey Terry, good morning. Thank you so much. Welcome. Okay, some people are thinking the call would come from the inside of the house. Wow. I mean, it's so ironic that the timing of it all. Why not have just offered the reward money back when uh Ben Crump's team did their reward? Or why not just add it to that pot? Okay. And just have the whole 175,000. Hmm. He says the Hudson family has been living through a nightmare since the case captured national attention. And according to Dr. Hudson, his family has received thousands of death threats. Y'all, I'm questioning these death threats, okay? Because who has that much time? We're trying to figure out what happened to Nolan, child, and now all of a sudden it's almost like, you know how they say it was rows and rows of boats, it was thousands of people out on the island. Now here we go with, oh, it was thousands and thousands of death threats. Everybody, you get a death threat, you get one. Like, come on, okay, come on, stop. Because I'm hearing it from multiple people there. All of a sudden everybody's getting one. They need to look into these and make sure that these people are not just making up stuff too, because people do that nowadays. Something he believes has made it even harder for investigators to get the information they need. The father speculates the intense public scrutiny may have discouraged potential witnesses from coming forward. Really? Adding, we feel people aren't talking because of the pressure of the case. Well, some people may not be talking because of the pressure of the people in town. Okay. Where are the death threats actually coming from? That's what we want to know. By offering the $50,000 reward, Dr. Hudson says he hopes anyone with credible information will finally step forward so Nolan's loved ones can get answers and investigators can determine exactly what happened. Uh-oh. Will they now look into it? I thought that was something they were already doing. Okay. Now, let's see what happened. I gotta click something. Hey, pretty Rasta. So hopefully, something will come of this with him offering this 50K reward. Now, y'all, I almost looked at it as, was this a chess move? The reason I say that because of the timing. Now, there's been a lot of heat and pressure on the Simpson man, okay, the B man. Shout out to Pretty Rasta. Thank you so much for the gold coin and for being a sponsor for today's live. Let's see. Hey, Sugar Mama Baby. She said, yes, good morning, Miss OB and family. Nice early. I'm up at 4 a.m. East Coast time every day. Oh, wow. Okay, and welcome. There are no death threats. Is it a death threat or is it people wanting you to tell the truth? Oh, come on. Okay. Hey, Janet. Now, I'm wondering, and y'all tell me what you think about this. I'm wondering if, because some other news that came out yesterday, all of this pressure that has been applied since the call, because a lot of this is now coming out because of that call. Okay. I think Warren, hey Walt, I think Warren is guilty of protecting my buddy. He kept saying my buddy in that interview with Shadem Tatum. Y'all give him so many names. That is hilarious. Who is my buddy? That's a person of interest, in my opinion. Okay. That's good. A good thought there. Now, since that call, okay, I believe it's putting some pressure. Now, I was saying yesterday that with the call, do y'all think that Nolan may not have possibly been deceased at that time? It appeared as though they were looking, and checking and asking. Okay. Now, yesterday, because of that, we heard specific names, okay, during that call. And so a lot of pressure and heat went towards Bart, the Simpson man. Okay, I'm just using the cartoon character, right? Because baby, people got to switch some stuff up. The Simpson man. Now, yesterday, because I'm trying to think of this as a move, this whole 50K. Yesterday, Bart or the Simpson man came out because y'all, they've gotten a lawyer. His family has spoken out. We're going to get into all of that. But something that stood out to me, it said that Bart Edmondson Jr. handed investigators a list of potential witnesses and opened up his digital life as authorities probe the 18-year-old's death. Okay. Now, the Edmondsons say Bart sat for interviews, answered every question, and shared his full recollection of July 4th. They say he also let investigators view his phone, provided requested photo and videos, and allowed inspections of his boat and GPS device, all without an attorney, warrants, or hesitation. His family adds that Bart compiled a witness list, including passengers aboard his boat. They believe more than 20 people spread across two vessels saw him help another boat that was taking on water near Horn Island. According to the statement, Bart boarded the distressed vessel, removed its transom plug, and briefly towed it so the accumulated water could drain. The family insists Bart has never been identified as a suspect and flatly denies he unalived Nolan, witnessed his death, or helped cover it up. Now, to me, in my opinion, Bart would have the most to lose currently because he's on his way to the NFL. ESPN has his name on, their list and really looking into him, right? Now, I started thinking this information came out first with TMZ about Bart giving out this potential list of witnesses. Okay. Yes, at first it was saying that he was in Wyoming, okay, for a year. But we found out Bart was actually there based off of Warren's interview, and we could hear his name being called in the back. Hey, Smiley, good morning. Now, I was wondering, because they stated that Bart gave a list of 20 witnesses, okay, to, kind of talk about what they saw him doing and so forth. Did Warren and his family get nervous? Is it a move that, we're going to make ourselves, over here, make him not look as guilty, because now people, witnesses are being sent out, given out. We don't know what anyone is going to say. So look, because I don't want y'all to start looking in this direction. Let me put 50K on the board, okay? Because I don't want y'all thinking it's my child. Because see, a lot of attention, y'all notice, a lot of attention was over there with the judge, their house, Warren. Warren comes out, does the interview. I want y'all to peep the play. He does an interview first, comes on out, puts out their story, their narrative. Okay, what his recollection, child, say it. I can't get it out. Okay, of the events that transpired. So there were other conversations because he was throwing out some names. Okay, my buddy this, but we were also able to kind of comb through some details. Then the audio comes out. So a lot of the focus started shifting to Bart. Okay, I want y'all to peep the play. Okay, how it could be a strategic move on them offering this 50K. Okay. Hey, sis, welcome. Good morning to you. I haven't seen you in a minute. Thank you for tuning in. Let's see. It's funny how they are talking about death threats being made against them, but they aren't saying anything about the false reviews against Christine. Oh, yeah, what about that? Come on now. Okay, that's a good point. Why would they call his name if he wasn't there? Right. And now I think they are admitting that he was there, indeed. Okay. But in the way they're trying to fix that, his mom, oh, yeah, I want to show y'all the video because someone, I think they were underneath his school's, one of the posts, talking about justice for Nolan and going in. And so one content creator, she captured some screenshots. His mom was under there in the comments going back and forth with people, but then she deleted her comments. Okay. Hey, Patrice, welcome. Well, Bart, as a boat owner, and due to maritime law, he is required by law, and as the captain, he has to give a list of passengers. Got you. Okay. Hey, Linda. Hey, SUY. We really kind of started getting into it. Hey, T. Smith. How are you, sis? Hey, DC Fly. He was highly injured on the island before being on the boat. I can believe that. Okay. I can definitely believe that. And so now it's all about who is the public leaning towards. Okay. Who is the public leaning towards? Because y'all, it's a lot of shifts in this. It's a lot of shifts. Okay. We're starting off heavy with Warren, with his stepmom coming out with her statement. Then the audio call came out. Then, there was that shift. Oh, we're hearing Bart. Who is Will? Oh, what was going on? Once we heard that. So now Bart's family is like, oh no, because my son has a lot to lose. Okay. So we got to clear this up. They got attorney speaking out. Okay. The mom allegedly under comments fighting for her son, but then also gave this list of witnesses to, I guess, vouch for what he was doing. But will these witnesses speak up and say anything else? Okay. That could potentially now put everyone, in a place of, oh my gosh, what's going to happen? Because y'all weren't talking like this before. No one was trying to offer a reward thinking that something else happened to Nolan before. Why all of a sudden, oh, we want to see what happened to Nolan, and y'all are offering rewards for information? That's a totally different thing. I thought it was just something that happened to him in the water. Okay. So now this also shows us your hand and what you are thinking. Hey, Honey 5K, welcome. They're not quiet now. Okay. I'm telling you, they're not. Let me see if I can find, they're all getting sued. Oh, hey, Q, you know what? Y'all know Christine's, Nolan's mom. She has started issuing the highly anticipated, okay, reasonably anticipated lawsuit paperwork, okay, to some of these parents as well. So now the tune is changing. More of a cover up, they playing games. And the more they try to push back and do these things, y'all, I said the other day, we have them working, okay, because they thought this was going to be easy. This was something that everyone was going to look into and move on, that it was going to be an accidental drowning. But then the more we talked about it, and the more they kept coming out, y'all, they see it's not going to be that easy. Okay. Now, let me see. Can I find this video? Because I want to show y'all. Okay, here it is. So this is in regards to Bart's mom allegedly being in the comments. Child, this is, when I say some of this stuff, the ghetto.
Internet investigative sleuths are on the case of Nolan Wells. They are on the case all the way from Germany. They are paying attention. So, child, let me tell you. So, one of my subscribers or followers on Instagram from Germany has been digging, honey, and sent me some tea, told me exactly where to get it from. Shout out to you, girl. Thank you so much. Well, Bart's mama has entered the chat. Let's take a look. Now, we all know Bart plays football for Wyoming, for the University of Wyoming, correct? Well, here's their Instagram page. And on their Instagram page, there is a picture of Bart and two other boys. Bart is in the middle. Here's the photo in question. Well, in the comment area, people have been going crazy. Someone stated, Bart is in the picture at the pool party. Another person said, yup. And then you can see Beth Edmiston. She said, Bart said he wasn't in Past Christian where the party was. He never said he didn't come home for the holiday to Mississippi. See, I told y'all he was there.
Okay, so they have identified Bart in the pool, the pool, excuse me, the pool picture. They have, excuse me, y'all, hold on 1 second. Okay, my apologies, y'all, my allergies this morning. Okay, so they identified Bart in the pool picture in the front. Now, she's saying that Bart said he wasn't in Past Christian where the party was. He never said he didn't come home for the holiday to Mississippi. Our town is not Past Christian. He isn't lying. He has no reason to lie. You and the internet scammers are manipulating his words. Okay, so that's how his mom is trying to fix that. She's like, no, he never said that he was in Wyoming for a year and wasn't there at all. He's specifically talking about Past Christian. That's according to that post. Okay.
Town is not Past Christian. He isn't lying. He has no reason to lie. You and the internet scammers are manipulating his words. Then she goes on to say, have you not seen the latest? It is reported that Nolan was seen on the island after the boat left. He was alive walking on the island, therefore not dead or unalived in the boat. The audio tape is the boys panicking, yelling to each other. They were trying to hook a boat up to tow to get the water out. Of course, Bart and the other boys were talking, yelling to each other to hook the boat up to tow. If you've never been on a boat that is taking on water, you'll pull the plug while it's moving to drain the water. It is sickening the narrative that people are creating. The audio can be interpreted in many ways to create the scenario you want it to be. But what y'all have created is false and will be proven that way. Baby, she's taking up for her son. And she goes on and she's just making comment after comment after comment. It also say that Past Christian is different from being said that he hasn't been in Mississippi. She said he was saying that the city name to make no, he couldn't have been at the pool party. Maybe you should pay close attention to details before you want to argue. And how do you know I haven't expressed condolence?
Now, that's the part. The Queen's Den, she said the pool party that was not on the 4th, but he did come home for the holiday, which was the 4th. Right. And didn't they say that there was a pool party allegedly on the 27th? Like, the words on play, this is the part that just makes it look suspect. I feel that he was trying not to put himself there. Okay, the way he worded it. You're saying you were in Wyoming for a year. I don't care Past Christian. I don't care where in Mississippi, regardless. Okay, so that part was a lie. You were not in Wyoming for a year. That's what everyone is emphasizing. So all this trying to be technical with the cities, we don't live in that city, we don't live in that. That's the part that's yeah, I don't really care for. Hey, anonymously, welcome. Yes, this content creator is Kimmy's World that's sharing this on IG. Let's see. Then see. Okay, let me continue. Well, let's see. I'm sorry you can't read correctly. She was trying to throw some shade, child. I'm sorry you can't read correctly and know geography. My son's post said he hasn't been a Past Christian for over a year. That is different than saying he hasn't been in Mississippi. He was saying that city name to make note he couldn't have been at that pool party. Maybe you should pay closer attention to details before you want to argue. And how do you know I haven't expressed condolences to the family? You lost your mind. Oh, wow. And no longer worth, I guess, my time debating. Have a good night. Now, the thing of it is, did Warren say that they also had a pool party after they came from Horn Island? Was Bart at that pool party? Because I know everyone is saying, oh, the other pool party is the 27th. But remember, Warren also said there was another pool party on the 4th. He sure was trying to distance himself. Exactly. Okay. Yes, D. If not for the audio dropping, we wouldn't have known that Simpson was there. Come on, Patrice. Okay. It's only, and really, I will say this. Warren was actually the first one to put his name out there. If you listen to Warren's interview, he needs to get onto Warren first because he put his name out first. Okay. And then the audio just basically confirmed that he was there. You see what I'm saying? So Warren had already put his name out. Yes, he threatens to sue the internet people with defamation. Yes, he said they went there for fireworks. Exactly, D. That's what I'm talking about. So really, Warren see, this is why I go back to my theory, y'all. I really feel like this was a strategic move between these friends. I'm wondering who's going to flip first, okay? Because Warren is the one who put his name out there first. The audio comes out. Guess what? We hear his name in the background. Okay, they're saying his name. So then it shifted over to Bart. Bart has a lot to lose, okay, with his career, potential career, all of that. And his family, like, oh, no, 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 no. Now, here we go with the list, okay? Now they're throwing out the list of 20 people. Then Warren's dad is like, oh, no, 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 no. Let me offer a reward to put some money out there so y'all won't be looking over here. Okay, y'all make sure we smash that like button, double tap the screen. You could go out right quick, hit the thumbs up, and come on back. We need the names involved in all of the fights. Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one too. His dad did too give his own son the you need. Oh wait, you're trying to say the dad need to give his own son the money. Okay, he don't want to lose that football contract. Exactly. He has a lot to, that's on the line here. Okay, that's why they're getting lawyers and things like that. So, hey, if we sit back, we almost just gonna watch them start turning on each other pretty much. Okay, I feel it's coming. I feel it's coming. Past Christian is less than an hour away from Ocean Springs. It's a hop, skip, and jump from each other. He could have been a past Christian and traveled to Ocean Springs later on. Yep. Yes, he's doing that press conference. That's what I was saying, Q. They were doing all of this the night before he goes and does that press conference. They did it the first time. The time when Nolan's parents were doing their press tour, remember the judge, she did that post, okay, the night before, because I was literally watching it in real time about 9 o'clock that night. And so she shared her screenshot of her sending Christine an inbox. Well, what you sending it to her now? Right? Is it because they were doing the press tour? Okay. And you wanted to make it look like you were cooperating and that you cared? Okay. So now all of a sudden her husband is offering reward money on the eve of being Crump doing his press conference today. Okay, so it's all to me a strategy, but I can see right through it. I see right through what they're doing. Yes, that's why I said yesterday, it seems like Warren was dry snitching. Okay, HGY, you did clock that yesterday. Yeah, I'm watching it in real time. They saying words was twisted like Nolan was no way, and damn it, Bart, because Bart was towing the boat. Bart's mom stating that, yes, He didn't act like he had anything to lose that night. Okay, you better clock it. He put up 50,000. Yep.
Ulysses to the family. You've lost your mind and no longer worth my time debating. Have a good night. So we think it's over with. She's not going to be anywhere in the comments. No, baby. She was still in the comment area taking up for Bart. Mind you, under the University of Wyoming's page in the comment area. She goes on. You can pause this and you can read this for yourself. Here's another part. You can
Okay, so on this part, she says, yes, we did talk about my son and another boy were getting the boats hooked up together to tow it away while the boy was in the phone conversation. So perhaps one of the boys yelled his name out loud to direct him, and the people want to hear something different. And my son didn't say he wasn't around Nolan, whatever your first statement said. Okay, well, I don't think anyone's, well, I guess everyone was just going with the post where he said he was in Wyoming for a year.
You can read this for yourself, put a pause on it. What I know is the people, we the people, are not here for it. Under every post on the university, almost every post of the University of Wyoming, they are saying justice for Nolan Wells from post after post after post after post after post after post. People are not having it. You cannot defeat the internet.
Yes, Kimba.
We the people, we want answers. And the only way that we know what's going on is when these people are going onto Race Batum Tatum's platform, spewing out their own narrative. And then you got the internet investigators picking apart what they are saying onto what has already been reported, and there are contradictions. Now, we the people want to know. My first thing I want to know is, was he dating Katie? Had he dated Katie? Was that a motive? Who bought the alcohol? Was it Bart? Because Bart was the only one that was 22. And why is the mother in the daggone comment area taking up for her grown son? Were you there? Was she there? Does she really know what happened? Anyway, y'all drop down in the comment area. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this whole situation. We will not stop. Justice for Nolan Wells. Share this post. Get the information out there. Do what you can to investigate. Like I said, send me information. You see something on social media. If not, you got a tip. Make sure you call that Ben Crump 1-800 hotline telephone number. I'm going to post it right here. Let Attorney Ben Crump know what's going on so they can do further investigation on this case. Anyway, here first, where Kimmy's world is your world.
Okay. Wow. So, child, this is interesting. Smiley said, I wouldn't trust any of them or their reward money. He offered it because he knows no one is going to come forward. Okay, clock it. Bart and Nolan played together in 2024. Yes. And there are pictures of them in their uniforms. I think the lawyer is going heavy about lawsuits on Taylor House Publishing and Willie D on this case. I haven't heard of Taylor House Publishing. And y'all, Kimberly getting sued is still popping up right in. We're gonna look at her latest videos. And let me just say this. I was sharing with my members yesterday that last year I had there was a video of it was a guy, I forgot his name, but he was suing one of Tyler Perry's VPs. And I remember I did my intro and I didn't really go into details about anything he said, right? And I did a screenshot of a portion of his live where he was talking about the case. So months had gone by. Y'all, I was at it was some type of event for my children. And so I was looking at my email. Why did I get an email from the vice president's attorney? Tyler Perry's vice president attorney had inboxed me, and they had listed the video name and said that I needed to take that down And if I did not take it down, or if I continued to talk on it, like they were going to issue me a cease and desist. Y'all, I had never gotten anything like that. Okay. Child, I took that video down so fast. I think I took it down before I finished reading the letter. Okay. I said, wait a second. For one, the video was months prior. It had only had like 300 something views. Okay, so I was like, they wasting their time with a video that has 300 something views. Child, the information that the guy, I guess, was saying, I don't know if it was any truth to it or they didn't want that out there, but I took the video down, never talked about it again. I did not care like that, for one. But I mean, just to know that these people do go through these videos, okay, when their reputation, when they have a lot to lose, they are looking, they are watching to see who's going to say things that are defamatory. And it wasn't me saying anything, it was actually the guy. I don't even think they went forward with that lawsuit. So it can happen, okay? Because it definitely happened to me and a couple of other content creators during that time. Because I think it was Stormy, because he did a live on it. He also received one. And yeah, so I said, oh my God, I consider myself one of the little people. Okay. You mean to tell me y'all found the open book? Tyler Perry's camp found the open book on YouTube? Child, I couldn't believe it. I could not believe it. I said, well, we didn't arrive. Okay. And I didn't have half of well, I probably had, probably a couple of thousand less than what I have now, because this just happened last year. And I said, that video only had 300 something views. I don't even think nobody really paid attention or cared like that. Yeah, D remembered. Let's see, Richard Taylor, an activist in South Carolina, doing a wonderful job on murder cases against Blacks. He received his letter yesterday. Really? Oh my gosh. Yeah, it can happen. See, the good part over here, we just pose questions. Okay. We say we have questions. Everything's alleged. You know, I don't be out here saying this person did this person, because we don't have any proof of it, right? All we can do is think three things through and clock it and pose questions. That's all we can do. I mean, we can't specifically say this person did it. Now, I've seen some captions and titles where people are calling folks murderers and things like that. You gotta be careful. Oh my gosh, okay? Because y'all, that there can get you a letter. There are some kind of feelings that Art has against Nolan from football. What position does he's a kicker? Yeah, right. Social media can attract attackers, and that is why it does bother your mentality. Yeah. Hey, D Brown, welcome. Okay, the detectives are reporting in the building. All right, so let's move on to. I'm trying to think. Okay, so yesterday, there was a lot of talk and conversation with. Hold on. Okay, I think I'm gonna go to the lawyer's page first. Okay, a lot of conversation pertaining to the lawsuits. Okay, one thing that came out was that Bart'S Jr. had retained a lawyer by the name of Russell Latino. Okay. I had it up. Did you know how I click it? You click it for a while ago. Y'all probably like, who is that? Oh my gosh, that is too funny. I had it pulled up for the longest, so all I have to do is just go to the screen. Okay, let me go back to my spot. Now, this attorney, Russell Latino, it appears as though he's been following the case. Okay, he even made a post back on July 25th to these parents. Let me pull that up so y'all can see with your own eyes, y'all. I don't want nobody saying we're lying. Okay. All right. So this is his Facebook. Okay, a lot of people have been following it, kind of looking at his updates. Now, on July 25th, I want y'all to pay attention to this first post that he made. Okay, now it says, if you see anyone saying or implying that any one of Nolan Wells' friends are murderers, that they know or are certain Wells was murdered, will you will you please take a screenshot of it and send it to me? If Wells' friends are ultimately exonerated, I plan on offering my legal services free of charge. No contingency or fee to file defamation lawsuits, starting with a look at Al Sharpton, Ben Crump, Nancy Grace, Nancy in it, and any media outlet that repeated their statements without any challenge. But I would not stop there. This prejudgment, factless bullshit, okay, y'all see it, has to end before it tears our country apart. Be skeptical, demand results, but you can't just accuse people of anything without evidence. This has nothing to do with Magnolia Tribune. This is Russ the lawyer. So I think he also works for Magnolia Tribune as well. They always want to come after Nancy and everyone else. Okay, he done put Nancy in it, child. Okay. So then let's go to the next one. Okay, July 26th. The internet is full of doctors that never went to medical school, lawyers that never passed a bar. Who? Put a name on it. Pathologists that couldn't dissect a frog. Who are we talking about? That medical examiner? Pathologists that couldn't dissect a frog. Boat mechanics that haven't been on the water since their floaties popped. What in the world? Since their floaties popped. And even a few sound engineers. Well, we know who that was to. I don't know who needs to hear this, but it's all right to acknowledge you don't know what the hell you're talking about and wait for people who do. Now, see, he got a little spice, okay? He got a little spice, I'm noticing, on some of these posts, because, baby, the shade of it all, okay, like Wendy Williams used to say, wait a second, he got a little spice, okay? I have never heard of him. You said he must not be any good. So anyone asking questions, they forgot. Dump says it's freedom of speech. Okay. Nancy Grace doesn't care. She cussed him out under oath and filmed. Okay, baby, he got a little spikes. Nancy never said they did anything. No, I haven't heard that either. Hey, Tabitha, sounds like he is trying to help them cover up whatever happened. Who is he talking about, Mr. Potato? I just seen Nancy say she ain't never scared. Come on, Nancy. They can come after her if they want to. She just wants the truth about what happened to Nolan. Right. That's what a lot of us want. We just want the truth about what happened to Nolan. So all this other stuff, child, but hey, let's continue. Okay. Now this was about, I think, the audio. This was on July 27th. If you transcribe words on top of indecipherable noises that were originally layered with music before enhancement, the subconscious begins to hear the words you're reading. This is not Russ's deflection. There's science behind this. Your brain is a top-down processor with a visual bias. When you read words while listening to unclear or garbled audio, your brain uses that visual expectation to actively reshape ambiguous sounds into what you are reading. There's a famous example of this with a strange sound and visual words shown to different people. It was the exact same sound, but the two separate groups Both received different visual words. Each group believed the sound was their visual words. Look up brainstorm versus green needle. Now, here we go with Nancy. So, when Nancy Grace plays something garbled that is not the original audio with transcribed words overlaid and then follows it with, did I just hear what I think I heard? She's cleverly trying to avoid going too far. She knows exactly what she's doing to you. It's the same thing Ben Crump does when he stops short of saying someone was the victim of a race-based murder and then reads off a list of a dozen people who we know were race-based murders and compares his client to them. That doesn't by itself mean they are wrong. Just understand the psychology game. They are protecting themselves while leading you to their conclusion. Okay, now this one, he's really going in on Nancy, okay? Because right now, this looks like don't y'all listen to Nancy because y'all remember this type of post, okay? Let's see what y'all saying. Okay, they think they can throw big words and money around and think it's going to scare people, not she said the lawyer needs a background check too. Uh-oh. That Warren interview was cut and paste. Uh-oh. Sounds like he looking for a come up too. T. Smith said this the same thing they do to us, judge and convict before trial. Okay, come on now. Hello, Carmelo. Okay, before it even went to trial, child. Yeah. Still says you're guilty. Russell, please, Ninja. Not Russell, please, Ninja. They said what they said, and we heard what we heard. Nice try, though. The lawyer needs to go after Warren first, since that's what I'm saying. Warren was the one that brought up Bart's name first, to be honest. Warren said they were all experienced voters. They just don't want the YouTubers to talk about it. Now, don't get me wrong. Some of them say too much and their thumbnail is crazy. Yeah, I've seen that too. They got to be careful. It rain crazy. Okay, now here comes the Nancy post. Okay, now y'all check this out. Does everyone remember that time Nancy Grace said 3 Duke lacrosse players gang aped a woman and then the DNA evidence exonerated them? Their accuser admitted she made the whole thing up, and the prosecutor got disbarred. Or when she railed against Richard Jewell as the Olympic bomber, honest mistake. Or how about when she claimed Elizabeth Smart had been kidnapped by Richard Rickey, only to find out she was taken by someone else? There was that Amanda Knox thing where Grace swore she killed Meredith Kircher. She was acquitted. Grace advanced a theory that Whitney Houston had been murdered, sans evidence. I'm sure her family appreciated that. She told Melinda Duckett on air she was responsible for her 2-year-old's disappearance. Duckett unalived herself the next day, and CNN paid her family a confidential lawsuit settlement. I'd love to know how many other settlements the network has made on her behalf. Wow. So many fond memories of people railroaded and abused by the great on-air prosecutor. If I ran into an animal with those eyes in the forest, I'd assume it had rabies and put it down. Some of y'all are quick to accept whatever gets put on the plate. Oh, wow. Okay, shots fired at Nancy. OB, he is not any good. Nothing to worry about. This must be his first case. He is not known. Wyatt gets a drain plug out his truck. Where's the one they had just pulled minutes before? That's a good point, June. I hadn't thought that through. That's why the dad came up with that offer. His wife, the judge, and son is knee-deep involved. Q say, I hadn't even gotten to that part. Because, I do want to do that. I have not. I'm glad that you brought that up because I was trying to see what type of cases and things like that. That's why they're asking other attorneys to join them pro bono. Yes, yes, he is only going viral for this Nolan Wells case. He has been talking about it for 2 weeks. I see that as I go through it, that's what I was noticing. I was noticing that. Okay. And he's done some interviews, y'all, with the what's the 10 guy there. Who is he? Is he the I gotta look him up. I've seen his name. Is he he's not the DA. Y'all let me know in the chat. The 10 guy. He did an interview with him. I confuse a lot of people and have for most of my professional life. I'm a lawyer, a policy nerd, a political operative, a commentator, a newsman, a guy who thinks he's much funnier than he is. Yes, the truth is my governing philosophy has always been to use the skills God gave me to do the thing, in the moment that has the highest value. It can look chaotic. I think it's largely worked. Okay, now, as of yesterday, here we go. I have been retained. Now, remember, he put out that if anybody wants to use him, he'll do it free of charge. Okay, so yesterday morning, he said, I have been retained by the family of Bart Edmiston Jr. to pursue people defaming him with wholly fabricated assertions. I done made up a word. Assertions of fact that are putting Bart, his family, and friends in harm's way. The family will put out a formal statement later today and announce the initiation of his first defamation lawsuit. Bart received a credible death threat yesterday because of some of the made-up speculation on this and other sites. The FBI, state, and local law enforcement have all been activated. Oh, wow, like some Power Rangers. But I wanted to share a few things for people who think it's a game to invent lies that could get other people unalived. We have hired a private investigator firm to identify and track individuals engaged in defamation against the Edmistons. That you are young, not naive, or lack the resources to pay a civil judgment will not deter us from filing a lawsuit against you. This is not about money for my clients. They want to protect their family, and they want to curb people who lie recklessly. If you make up something out of thin air or share something you don't know to be true, adding the word allegedly or saying people are reporting will not save you from a defamation lawsuit. So when people say allegedly, he's saying, child, that's not going to save you. We'll still come for you. Okay. Right. He would have did his homework on Nancy, child. It's a fear tactic. Everybody heard it. Yeah, they did. I don't care where they live, but a whole bunch of statements make no sense and further contradicts a whole bunch of facts. Okay. I'm like, wow. So, baby, they say you can't be saying people are reporting. People saying in the streets, you're going to still get one. Okay. We will address the falsehoods being presented methodically, but now it's not the time for that. Now it's the time to make very clear that we intend to be unrelenting against people who are lying online for clicks and likes. The Edmistons and the broader Ocean Springs community grieve for the loss of Nolan Wells. They want the truth and peace for Nolan's family. People making things up online that put others at risk are not honoring Nolan's life or loss. They are not bringing us closer to the truth, but pulling us away. This will be a large, potentially nationwide task. If you're a lawyer who believes that the rule of law, the presumption of innocence, and our very commitment to truth is in jeopardy and want to do something about it, please reach out to me privately. So now it looks like he's trying to gather a team of lawyers to join with him to go after people that are putting these things out. Did y'all peep that play? Okay. Now, yesterday, he also brought up the whole Katie situation with that picture. Let's see what y'all seeing. T. Smith said this is funny because they are up in arms about threats when a young man in his prime is unalived and these other young men are in the mix. Tia said he's the type that covers when face to face, but has the most to say behind the screen. So Christine should sue all of those folks who made those false reviews about her. Exactly. And the false claims about her son and the rug, situations. Yes, with that too. Because hey, you putting out something like that could taint his character and his legacy as well. Okay, there's no proof of that. There was no proof of alcohol, but yet and still people are talking about, oh, it says he was drinking alcohol heavily. Y'all don't have not a toxicology the first. Okay. Oh, well, we don't know. We heard it from some reliable sources that, was someone out there selling the coke and he may have had some. What? With no proof whatsoever. That is horrible. Yeah, he put the internet on notice. I have a feeling, Q Sillag, not the YMCA, Buddy Bart, the lawyer, and the B-side crew. Okay, on Surrounded, come on with your hands up. Hey, Karen Michelle, did you hear? The 50K. Yeah, we talked about that earlier. Good morning, Delta Roots is in the building. Notice every other day they are talking about they receiving threats, but never not once posted proof. That's what I'm saying. That's why I question it. Okay, that's exactly why I question the threats. Come on, tons and tons of threats. Come on now, people not sitting there doing all that. Now it might be some gangsters out there saying a couple of things, okay? But as far as it being hundreds of threats and all of this, that's a distraction, okay? We just want the truth. Don't they got to see if he's guilty first? How can he do that? Right? They don't want justice for Nolan. I guess the threats against Nolan's family don't count. Oh, they're supposed to look into that too. Okay? Right. That's defamation too against Nolan. Hey, Six Figure Days, good morning. Nolan's mom did too give Mr. Potato a letter. She needs to give him one about that as well. The fact that they're bringing up rugs is messy. How would they know? Yes, it's no toxicology report out. So how would any of that come out? Okay. Yeah, they want us to shut up. They're the ones threatening us and the Wells family. This is turning out to be another Idaho Fort murder case and blatant cover up by elites that assume we're the general public is going to believe them. And unfortunately, most do. Hey, phenomenal Scorpio. Yeah. It's so sad and unfortunate. Now, the whole picture with the Katie situation, I didn't think that was Katie, y'all. I'm going to be honest. I never shared it. It looks like a different girl because I went to Katie's picture and then I looked at that girl, and that girl, she actually had dimples. Katie didn't have deep dimples like that. So I was like, I don't think that's her. But some people, were putting it out like that was the girl. Then it started growing like, oh, maybe this is the motive. Like it just started gaining wings and taking off. Okay. And so I think that was like the straw that broke the camel's back, where they were like, oh, we got to stop this. This is about to go too far. So he's addressing that situation. He says, there is a picture circulating this morning of Bart Edmiston Jr. from high school with a young woman. Bart is now 21 and in college. In other words, this picture is old. People are asserting that the young woman in the picture is someone named Katie McCormick, that Bart had an intimate relationship with Miss McCormick, and that he unalived Nolan Wells because Nolan was speaking to her. Excuse me. The person in the circulating photograph with a much younger Bart is not Katie McCormick. We can say that definitively, not because Bart has a relationship with Miss McCormick, but because Bart knows exactly who the person photographed is. So too would anyone who attended high school with them. Out of respect for her privacy, we are not going to identify her by name. Bart is not now, nor has he ever been in a relationship with Katie McCormick. He did not know who she was before this tragedy occurred. Let me be abundantly clear. Bart Edmiston Jr. did not unalive or in any way contribute to the tragic death of Nolan Wells. He had no motive to do so. All he did was help a boat that was in distress. He was fully and freely cooperated. He has fully and freely cooperated with authorities, sharing every bit of information he knows, providing access to his boat, his GPS, and his phone, and sharing witness lists with investigators. He has done all of this without criminal counsel, though most criminal attorneys would advise against that, without hesitation and without requiring any warrant. That he has been publicly quiet is a byproduct of respect for Wells's family and the investigative process. It is not a sign of the depth of the investigation or anything but complete and total openness with investigators. Okay, so I'm going to pause there for a second because the family did come back and make a statement. Okay. Because I want to go over there, but I want to show y'all some other stuff first. Yeah, God is not the author of confusion, right? I don't believe Nolan would have done any drugs because he knows the first thing they do when you go to football camp is rug test you, even before they let you warm up. Okay, Smiley, I didn't believe it either. They were definitely reaching with the pig, but still maybe some truth with Katie. Okay, I will not stop talking, but I will watch what I say. Okay, right. I agree. Hey, Latte. Most of the material posted by the influencer he is going after seem to be from public records. I don't follow the influencer they're going after. Seems as if they want... I was trying to find the rest of your comment, Rain. Should it be against the law to offer a reward to get key information when your family may be suspects? Uh-oh. You think it's a conflict of interest, your loved? Delta Root said they incriminate themselves in underage drinking and alleged drugs. Them charges should be brought. Exactly. Why are we not looking into that? What do we have coming down the chat? Shout out to John. Thank you so much for the super chat and for being a sponsor for today's live. Big mistake to make that statement, Bart. Definitely a distraction to take away from the truth. Okay. Let's see. What do you think about Simpson? Because he volunteered his boat and phone and gave witness. Oh, that's what we were talking about earlier. So those of you just coming in, the Simpson man, he gave a list of 20 witnesses, okay, to the investigators so that I guess these witnesses could vouch for what he did there for them on the boat. Now, I was telling them earlier that I was peeping some type of play because remember, Warren is the one who said Bart's name first, okay, when he was talking about he came and helped them and all of that. That was the first time we heard Bart's name. Then when the audio came out, it further confirmed that he was there. Now, Bart has, in my opinion, a lot more to lose at this current time than Warren. His family is not trying to have his career messed up, okay? Now, he's been cooperating and he gave that list. Now, it is also the eve of being Crump, which he's supposed to do it today, give an update on the Nolan Wells case and so forth. It's the eve of it yesterday. Now, being that this whole witness list went out, to me, that $50K reward coming out was a strategy as well, okay? Because now, who knows who's going to start speaking up there? Because it looks like y'all not just thinking this is an accident, that there could possibly be something foul here. I don't know, okay? Because why we offering rewards? So I don't know if, the attention, they're scared that the attention may go back to Warren. So we're going to offer some money so y'all don't start looking this way. Okay? Because, hey, if we sit back Just let this thing kind of play out. We want to see, is anybody going to flip first and give some valuable information? Okay, because like what's happening here? What's going on? Y'all know something we don't know? Okay, we on the outside looking in. They talking about getting Nolan's phone records. Yes, his mom has issued subpoenas to a lot of platforms, like 360, his Snapchat, all of that. And some of that stuff cannot be deleted. Nancy Grace had someone on yesterday and saying, although it disappears to that person, not to their server. Okay. So if he did record something, then hey, it would be there. Right. I was like, she doesn't have dimples. No, she doesn't. All they have to do is ask for the phone numbers of the individual people. They don't actually have to have their phone. Right. Exactly. Women pay attention to details like dimples. I didn't notice that. Right. I was looking at the dimples. Like I put the picture side by side and I said, I don't think that that's her. Okay. Hey, Nika. Why? Who do you think the secret witness is that the ex-officer is talking about? I don't know. I don't know. And that could be to throw us off. I don't know if Warren is the one behind the scenes, talking to him a lot, telling, because y'all think about this. Someone is, and to me, it has to be someone that knows some stuff. Okay. Now, remember we were looking at the paperwork yesterday, and there was the girl, Lainey NaQuinn, on the paperwork. Thank you, Katrina. I appreciate that, sis. Okay. Who threw her name out? See, someone is trying to run some type of interference in this because she stated, now I don't know how true it is because investigators are going to have to look into that. She stated that she had not seen Nolan for a year. And on the 4th of July weekend, she was on another island. But who put her name out there as a witness is the question. Okay. Or was she really there and not trying to be involved? Like, that's something that stands out to me. Hey, Stephanie, good morning. I was listening to Tammy. She did a channeling and said that Nolan was murdered in a building and brought back to the boat and was thrown in the water, thinking the waves would bring him further in. Okay, I did see that. Yes. Hey, December baby, welcome. She also said, Warren, yep, on Facebook, and I know they watching her channel, child. We have football players in the game that have made money, that have made bad decisions, and has ended their career. So the Simpson man has made his before his career begins. Okay, Mississippi Burning. Okay, it was a good example. They'll start turning on themselves. I need to go back and watch that. I think I watched that a long time ago. Yeah, right, Nika. If we sit back, y'all, we don't have to make up anything. See, people think we got to sit here, make up stuff, make up lies. We thinking things through, of course, but really, if we sit back, the moves that they're making right now is showing us that they're going to eventually start telling on each other if there is anything to be told. Okay. I mean, we offering money now. Okay, we offering list of witnesses now. We didn't have any of that a couple of weeks ago. Okay, but look at God. Come on, let's keep on. What else y'all got? Maybe we get some tips. Some people start calling that tip line. Okay, and telling more about what they may know. Let's see. By law, all social media platforms have to store data for at least 8 or 10 years. I follow a PI that works for the feds. Oh, got you. Okay. Warren and friends are experienced boaters. Trike Sea Flight boat is designed to stay afloat and further exceeds industry safety standards by staying level full of water. Oh, wow. Hey, Simone, welcome everyone coming on in. Okay. Now, y'all, so after all of this, he talked about the whole Katie picture. Then, y'all, he moved on to the defamation lawsuits of content creators. Okay, so he was bringing all of that up. Lo and behold, y'all, the first one that we had heard about was our girl Kimbra Lee. And y'all know that we tune in to her over here. Now I'm going to show a couple of her recent videos because, baby, best believe after I saw Dawn Lemon post her picture, I said, oh, she famous. Baby, her picture making its round. Okay. Because all it's going to do is really send more attraction to her channel because people want to see who she is. I already knew who she was because we've been watching her. She does. She knows the law and will show like public things that can be found publicly. But also, what's happened is other people will send her information as she pieces things together. She has abilities to look up information as well. And so there are some things that she started like putting out there that, child, look, I don't think they wanted anyone to bring any of that up, because what happens is when you throw a thought out there about certain things, people start thinking and start digging. And so some of the stuff that she's been saying, I'm like, oh Lord, they definitely not gonna want none of that out. Okay. So let's tap into a few recent posts she's made since this lawsuit, because I definitely was over there looking to see what she had to say about being on TV, her name being out there. The lawyer got a whole public, and y'all, we're gonna go through what that lawsuit states, public lawsuit states. All right, here we go.
That's smart, right? The other one, instead of him being, he want to go spend that $50,000 on getting a lawyer to sue me. Man, that makes you look more guilty. That makes you look like you have more shit to hide, and it pisses everyone off. If you would have went with Warren Hudson, if you would have went with that move, you would have went from fucking culprit to quasi-hero. Now you're going to public enemy number one because everybody's behind me, the lawyers and the streets. So I got, look, Warren, 1 point. 1 point for them, bitch. Rack it up. Right? So if they sue me, I'm gonna play it like Cardi B. I'm gonna get a stylist. Okay, we're gonna have like fucking black trucks with security, like fucking flamboyant outfits pulling up to the courthouse, bitch. It's gonna be like Afro Man. It's gonna be like, and it's gonna drag the case out longer and longer. It's gonna keep giving. I'm gonna get me and my lawyers are gonna get so fucking famous over that. And then any songs that I have to promote, like that's just gonna be a rollout for my album. Like, so I'm gonna take a page out of Cardi B's book and Afro Man's book, and like I've already planned this. Like I already knew that. Like that's why I released Slow Motion, hoping Juvenile would sue me, but he never. So that didn't even work. I was like, oh, if Juvenile sues me, then it's gonna be a big publicity story. Because marketing costs money. Mm-hmm. I'll take the lawsuit hit to get the marketing press from that. That's a come up for me, baby. If they sue me, I'm gonna play it like Cardi B. Before I go to bed, I need you to really understand this, and I'm not taking up for this community at all. But there's a difference between like wanting to hide stuff and cover it up because you don't want to tell, and being pressed. You understand? Like a lot of these people are not bad people, dude. Like it's not like this whole community of people that are just bad. It's like they're all being pressed by certain people in power, and they don't like their family, their lives, everything's on the line if they don't fucking stand in line and cooperate. So it's not even about that if they're bad people or not. It's like when it comes down to like, if my family's gonna be in jeopardy if I say something, then well, y'all lucky I don't. That's why it's like I don't give a fuck about my family. I check every day to see if y'all went over there and got them. That's why I'm fucking poor, because of them. So if you took them out, I would at least get some fucking property, and maybe I would shut the fuck up. Y'all ain't fucking, they be breathing just fine over there. Fuck. Before I go to bed, I need you to really understand this, and I'm not taking up. Before I go to bed, I just got to roast this goofy. Sarah Fields, is that your name? She said Janetta's not a licensed audio engineer. Wow. Well, I hate to tell you that. You don't need a license to be an audio engineer. That's not a fucking thing. Where did you fucking go to school? Fucking Walmart fucking university? Go give me a list of 10 people who have audio engineering licenses. I'll wait. Before I go to bed, I just got to roast this goofy. Sarah Fields, is that your name? She said, she's also, I want to say, I hope y'all know, I have not ever mentioned anything about Katie or anything with that relationship. I've not even investigated that. So the
Yes,
people
you
that are
have.
running with that narrative, that's who you have to go sue. Because what I did was report the facts based on actual evidence released from the Coast Guard, CETO, and GPS coordinates. It's not my fault that all of those things mention y'all. That's not my fucking fault. Those are official public documents that I was reporting on. Now, if you mad about the Katie story, show me where I said that, because now y'all really don't have no case, because I ain't said shit about Katie, and I ain't said nothing about none of that. So go find them people, because I'm reporting on facts from official records. Also, I want to say, I hope y'all know, also, I'm not the one who lied and said I was in Wyoming for a year. I never, all right? There's screenshots of like that dude saying that. So you have to go prove you weren't in Wyoming for a year now. So, all right, let's do that. Let's do that then, if that's what y'all want to do. Because what the fuck are you even alleging that I'm saying? I'm a lawyer. You understand that? Everything that I'm saying is based on a fact that was published by official records, official entities, and the person in question ratting on himself. I ain't make the Wyoming story up. Also, I'm not the one who lied and said I was in Wyoming for a year.
Okay, so she said these were the facts she was reporting on. Confirmed name of missing person, Coast Guard report, name mentioned in CETO audio, GPS location match for buyer residence on water with private dock access, attempt to conceal involvement by claiming to be in Wyoming for 1 year, and has a pool with a basketball goal. Okay.
Could have been.
Okay, so y'all, I'm gonna be honest, her humor, she brings it with the breakdowns, the facts that she presents, but she is hilarious too in how she says it. Now let's go over right quick to some of this lawsuit. OMG. Okay, let me make it bigger. Well, it's not really a lawsuit yet. I think it's like a cease and desist to her. Now, I'm not going to read all of it, just kind of some of the parts. So it says, Dear Miss Lee, I have been retained to represent Bart Edmiston Jr., Mississippi resident, in response to numerous false and defamatory statements you have published on social media channels under your control, including but not limited to Facebook and Instagram channels operating under the name of Kimbra Lee. We have also determined 2 potential aliases, including Susan Speezer and Lauren David. Okay. Now, this correspondence serves as a formal demand that you immediately cease your unlawful conduct, preserve all evidence relating to your publications, retract and correct your false statements, and take immediate steps to mitigate the substantial damages your actions have caused and will continue to cause. Please read this letter carefully. If you are represented by counsel, please have him or her contact me at their earliest convenience. Okay. Now let's see here. Now it says your repeated doxing efforts that have included publishing his address, pictures of his home, and land plats of his property, expose my client and his family to considerable safety risk. Indeed, as of yesterday, my client has received a credible death threat being investigated by federal and state law enforcement. Okay, now y'all, here's where we can get some information about the actual case. Hey, Joski, welcome. He said he wasn't a past Christian, not Mississippi. Right, exactly. He did. Let's see. That's all she was doing is reporting on things that was out. Exactly. Yeah. A fear tactic. Your home address. Let's see. Your home address is public knowledge. Okay, so a factual background. Nolan Wells disappeared on or near Horn Island off the coast of Jackson County, Mississippi on July 4, 2026. Attempts to find him began on or about the evening of July 4, 2026. His body was ultimately discovered deceased off the shore of Horn Island on July 6, 2026. An investigation was launched into his death by law enforcement officials and remains sealed pending its completion and submission to a Jackson County grand jury. The case has garnered substantial national attention and considerable unsubstantiated speculation. Beginning during the weekend of July 25th through 26, 2026, and continuing thereafter, you have published dozens of videos, written posts, photographs, comments, and other content concerning the death of Nolan Wells, many of which sought to erroneously implicate Mr. Edmiston. Among other things, you have represented or implied as fact that 1. Mr. Wells was the victim of criminal conduct up to first-degree murder. 2. Mr. Wells died aboard a boat off the coast of Horn Island. 3. Mr. Edmiston was one of three suspects implicated in the death of Mr. Wells. Okay. Oh boy. 4. Mr. Edmiston engaged in specific conduct that caused or contributed to Mr. Wells' death. 5. Mr. Edmiston concealed information or otherwise acted inconsistently with innocence. And 6. Various purported inconsistencies or official documents established Mr. Edmiston attempted to cover up his alleged role. Now, these statements were presented to an audience approaching 200,000 followers, with the estimated combined impressions of your posts reaching into the millions. And she did share that. Those statements have since been repeated across numerous social media platforms and other internet forums. Oh my gosh. To date, there are no publicly available facts or evidence supporting your assertions that Mr. Edmiston is a suspect in any crime, is a suspect in Mr. Wells' death, caused or contributed to Mr. Wells' death, engaged in any conduct to obscure or conceal Mr. Wells' death or its circumstances, or engaged in any criminal wrongdoing whatsoever. You have nevertheless repeatedly presented these accusations to the public as fact. Meanwhile, your own publications demonstrate that you are speculating about matters for which you possess no firsthand knowledge and no competent evidence. Watching the full panoply of your videos, you have repeatedly, frequently, and erratically changed your own theories about what happened, who was responsible, what criminal codes are implicated, and what efforts are being made to expose or cover up the truth. Ooh, y'all. So they really touching on that cover up part. Okay, let me see what y'all saying. Right, opinions are not defamation. Yeah, Walt, that's my question too. Okay, can they answer this part in this letter? Since we answering questions and saying things are false, well, can you answer that question? Okay, that's what I want to know. Yeah, they want her to stop talking about Bart. Hey, Chef's Kiss, and bringing up things that could potentially make him look like a suspect and a cover up and all of that. Warren described all the resources searching on the 5th, but they didn't find Nolan. Yeah, she is. She knows the law. Timmy said, "Boy, who? The one that was helping pull and tow the boat." Hey, Leah. Hey, Bunny. I see the ones who thought they were above the law being exposed. We, the Champion Justice, unite to be a force of power as a sign and a shift. Okay. It starts with, I think it's not defamation. He called her opinion speculation. They can't blame her about what other CCs talk about. That's true too, D. That's a good point. Okay. Edward said Bart shouldn't have lied about his location for a year when he was there. Hey, J. Rose, good morning. What happened to Nolan Wells? That's the question. Come on now. That's what we're trying to find out. Mr. Edmiston has timely, fully, and voluntarily cooperated with law enforcement throughout their investigation. He sat for interviews and fully disclosed his knowledge concerning the events of July 4, 2026. He provided a list of potential witnesses to authorities, including those who were on the boat he was piloting. He allowed for the inspection of his phone, his boat, and GPS without hesitation and without a warrant. He shared requested videos and photos from that day. He has been, when I saw an open book, I said, oh Lord, they're calling me out. My heart has skipped a beat when I read this yesterday. I said, oh Lord, what they saying? I was like, no, don't put me in it. Okay. I never said he was. I just want to know why they calling his name, saying, Emmett, Bart, what did he do? That's what we want to know. Okay. Child, that thing tickled me. I said, wait a second, what? He's been an open book with authorities, and at no point have authorities identified him as a person of interest or suspect in any crime. Okay. Now, right here, we can go down to anticipated causes of action. Now, your conduct gives rise to multiple causes of action, including but not limited to defamation, libel and slander, defamation by implication, false light invasion of privacy, tortious interference with existing and prospective business relationship. Oh Lord. Okay. Intentional infliction of emotional distress. Oh Lord, not the emotional distress, and negligent infliction of emotional distress. Oh my God. So they stressing him out, y'all. Okay. By people thinking he did something, talking about it, it's stressing him out. Got to stop stressing out the Simpson man. Okay. We got to stop stressing him out. He's getting emotionally distressed. I would love to hear a polygraph offered to Bart. I bet 10,000 he would refuse to take one. They said some of the boys did take lie detector tests, but I don't know what kind of questions they asked them. Oh yeah, definitely friends with him. In real time, those of us who are woke and conscious have to be to do this work of holding all accountable. No one will be above the law. Right. Yep. Okay. Yeah, you do. Interesting. See how fast Buddy Bart responds once his name is called. Okay, fake officer Tatum gonna try and lie and say they did. He did. He said, and one did not. So I don't know. Right, Q, we got emotional distress shoes. Nolan's parents have a whole lot of distress and emotional distress. Okay, come on now. They're trying to find out what happened to Nolan. Okay, they still want to know what happened to their son. So you know they're dealing with a lot of emotional distress. Yeah, exactly. That wasn't a real lie detector with bells and whistles. It was a voice stress test. Oh, really? I don't even know what it consisted of. Let's see. What was another part I wanted to read? Okay, so Mr. Edmondson, he demands that you immediately cease making any further false statements concerning him or his family. To paraphrase Will Smith, keep their ugly. Wait a minute. Wait. Hold on, y'all. I gotta find some. Wait a second. Wait. Is he paraphrasing Will Smith? Wait a minute. Hold on. Because see, for those of you who probably don't know what he's talking about, hold on. Yeah. Let me show y'all, just to put y'all in remembrance right quick. For those of y'all who may not know what he referring to, he paraphrasing Will Smith in this part. Okay.
The shit out of me. Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth. Wow, dude. Yeah. It was a G.I. Jane joke. Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth. I'm going to, okay? Okay.
That's what he referring to. Wait a second. He is actually paraphrasing, y'all, Will Smith in that moment. Keep their names out your effing, oh, he just said mouth, out your mouth. Wait a second. I am done. I've never seen an attorney do this. I've never seen an attorney reference Will Smith's comments to Chris Rock. I've never seen it. Okay, never. Right, okay. Q say he can't be a good attorney. I've never seen that, y'all. He said, to paraphrase Will Smith, keep their names out your mouth. That is wild. It's an illegal document. It is. He not run Forrest run. He just lost all credibility. Now, Will Smith, he need to tell him to take that out of there. Because see, Will Smith and Chris Rock trying to move on, and now you bringing this up. You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, I don't know about that. That there, if I was Will Smith, I would tell him to take my name out of there. Like, seriously. Okay? Because that's bringing up old drama, for one. And you put his name in a legal document. Like, I would have been scared to do that. You could have just said, keep their names out your mouth. Why do you have to say, to paraphrase Will Smith? I told you I get a little spicy. Okay. He said also, Edmiston demands that you change every Facebook, Instagram, or other social media post, no matter the platform, which refers to Mr. Edmiston, to private or locked or an equivalent setting that removes the material from public view while preserving the content in its original form for evidentiary purpose. Ooh. So I guess any videos that she has talking about Bart, I guess referring to him in a certain way, she has to private or lock it, but she can't delete it. Ooh, child, what in the world? Immediately cease publishing or republishing Mr. Edmiston's address, photographs of his residence, land plats, identifying information concerning his property, or similar material. Immediately cease encouraging or facilitating harassment directed toward Mr. Edmiston, his family, or his associates. 5, preserve every document, draft, recording, photograph, screenshot, text message, email, direct message, metadata file, analytics record, monetization record, oh Lord, communications with third parties, and electronically stored information relating in any way to your publications concerning Mr. Edmiston or Mr. Wells. Uh-oh. Wait, what? So even Nolan? How can he do that? This demand extends to all devices, cloud accounts, and social media accounts under your possession or control. Wow. Hey, that one, welcome. If they had been honest, instead of running like roaches, not running like roaches when the lights come on now, people would be waiting for the evidence. They made themselves look guilty from the start. Wow. Okay. Yeah, he didn't use quotation marks. He said he was paraphrasing. Y'all crazy. They know that some of that content can be used when it comes down. Yeah. Ooh, come on, J Rose. Okay. Wow. Okay, wow. What the heck? Can Will sue now? I don't know. But he needs to take Will's name out of this effing document. Take it out the document. What in the world? I said, Will Smith. What in the world? What he got to do with this? Asking her to do things that would only be determined in court. He doesn't seem to know the law. Shout out to Miss Ava. Thank you for the jewels and for being a sponsor for today's live. Hell no, they want us to stop talking about the Nolan Wells case. Okay. They put Mr. Wells, they want her information though. Not just for Mr. Edmondson, but for Mr. Wells too. Interesting. You should understand that we will be simultaneously putting Meta on notice. To preserve all ESI related to your accounts and subpoenaing. Lord, is that a word? I didn't even know that. The same information. Destruction or alteration of relevant evidence after receipt of this letter may constitute spoliation and may result in additional sanctions, adverse inferences, or being held in contempt. Okay. A demand for public correction and apology. Although Mississippi law does not require Mr. Edmondson to afford you an opportunity to retract your defamatory statements before pursuing litigation against you, Mr. Edmondson is nevertheless extending that opportunity and will take it into account. Oh, wow. So wait a minute. So he is trying to give a grace. Okay, because I guess he's saying that they don't have to give her an opportunity to retract it before going after her based off of Mississippi law. But I guess, the Simpson man, he wants to say, give her an opportunity first to fix it. Accordingly, we demand that you publish a correction and apology with substantially the following substance. Oh, y'all. Okay, check this out. This was just done in the Ashley Janae case. Do y'all know that? Some of y'all see that new info with Joe McCann. It was a lady on TikTok that was calling him an murderer, things like that. Do y'all know that he was going after her and was suing her, but he would stop it, if she did an apology. Y'all, she had to do an apology. And I think they gave her a statement because of the way it was worded. And she had to retract what she said and then eat her words, basically, to stop from getting sued. I was like, oh my God. TMZ just reported this, I think, last week. Shout out to Tay-Bay Forever. Thank you for the flower and for being a sponsor. They can't sue everybody, but I'll wait. A hit dog on holla, okay? Oh my gosh. Hey, Shelly. Hey, sis. Fear tactic. Yeah, they did. I got to go back and look for it because I was reading it. But Joe McCann, it was a big content creator that was not on TikTok, on, I think, Twitter, X. And she was just, throughout that case, calling him an murderer and stuff like that. And he was about to sue her. She had to come back, retract her statement, and she had a long apology. And I think it was something like this too. Thank you so much. I appreciate the support, sis. Okay, they working hard. Okay. Oh, for this not to be an accident. So she would have to post something like this. I previously made statements asserting or implying that Bart Edmondson was a suspect in, responsible for, or otherwise involved in the death of Nolan Wells or in its cover-up. I acknowledge that I had no factual basis for making those assertions. At present, the investigative file concerning Nolan Wells has been sealed pending completion of the investigation, and I possessed no evidence establishing that Mr. Edmiston committed any crime, caused or contributed to Mr. Wells's death, or otherwise concealed the cause of his death at the time of my statements. My prior statements concerning Mr. Edmiston were conjecture and speculation devoid of factual support. I retract those statements and apologize to Mr. Edmiston. Wow. He said, I would add that since you hold yourself out as a law professor, shade, if that is factually inaccurate and or if you are not a licensed attorney, you should include that admission in your apology. Oh my God, wait a minute. Wait a minute. It is not unreasonable to infer that some of your audience might believe your defamatory statements are credible because of a perception that you have specialized knowledge about the law. Mr. Edmiston fully reserves the right to pursue litigation regardless of whether a correction is published. However, your willingness or refusal to promptly correct the record will necessarily be relevant to issues of malice, damages, punitive damages, and mitigation. Unless we receive written confirmation within 5 business days of your receipt of this letter and that you have fully complied with each of the foregoing demands, Mr. Edmiston is prepared to pursue all available legal remedies without further notice. 5 business days. Wow. Okay. Y'all notice he went after the YT lady. He is not going after anyone of the brown complexion. Well, hey, we don't know yet. Okay. They just started to send out letters, child. She was the first. These people are drunk on power. They are entitled and used to doing whatever they want. This was the lawyer, Russell Latino, for the Simpson man. These Black social media chats have to be impactful with the effective purpose of shedding light on cases like this, which are too many. Oh, okay, Delta Rose, got you. Hey, Nurse Sam. This suggests to me the boo-boo is about to hit the fan. I was just seeing that earlier this morning. Hey, your confirmation, J. Rose, you weren't even in here too. I just said, y'all, if we sit back, okay, things are about to get quite interesting. In one day, look at what has happened in one day. Yesterday, you've gotten a lawyer, okay, from one of the people that, people were bringing up the name. He's already gotten a lawyer, okay. You have now reward from the head honcho that did the interview with Officer Tatum. His dad, $50K reward. Okay, so things are getting interesting. We heard about a list of witnesses from the Simpson man. Okay, he done turned over a list of 20 witnesses. They don't know what's about to come out with those witnesses. Hey, Monica. Okay, so look, who's gonna speak up and say what first? What do y'all know? All we care about is, do y'all know anything about what happened to Nolan Wells? They just want her to shut up. Yeah, her channel is growing. It gets a lot of different views, and it wouldn't surprise me if they come after Secret Service Sam, Nicole, everything. Okay, not saying that they will. I'm just saying because these are channels that a lot of people go to find out information. They're going to want to probably hit those channels first, so that it's because it's to the broader audience. So some of the bigger channels first, probably. He's asking her to stop calling names, but he's doing it. Okay. Yeah, Janet, I'm wondering what's going to happen with that. He didn't sign the document with his credentials. Uh-oh. keep a standard of solid reporting. Right. We're trying to. Did you see the statement about Katie and Nolan were previously acquainted? The family said they love Katie. No, I didn't see that. I didn't see that. Q say I'm not impressed. Okay. Does Tristan not understand they would throw him? Hello. I've been saying that they can turn on him if he knows something. Yeah. They're just mad because the truth is coming out and they're trying to stop it by any means necessary. The real Nikki said, hey, good morning. He only got the lawyer because he doesn't want NFL. Yeah. Yeah, he was featured in ESPN. Right. That's what I'm saying. He has a lot to lose. Okay. So they don't want his name tied up in any of this. Best believe she's going to do her research. Okay, she's going to do her research on him as well, and this whole law firm and this letter. Best believe that. Okay. The $50K reward was from Warren's dad, the same thing that Ben Crump's team is doing. $50K for information leading to an arrest and conviction of whatever happened in the Nolan Wells case. To me, that says y'all are now thinking that something else happened to him, that it's not just an accidental drowning if you're putting up a reward. What is that about? Okay. Hey, Tracy. Hey, LaShandra. Good morning. So, after this, okay, let me go back over. Okay, so that came out. Excuse me. Then we had a statement from the whole family, okay, that was released on behalf of the family. The damage control is real. Really? Who, the lawyer? Okay, so this is on behalf of the Edmiston family. The Edmiston family expresses its sincere condolences to the family of Nolan Wells for their tragic loss. Child, it's been almost, what, a month or two? Okay. Thank you. I think over almost a month, right, y'all? Like when, the 4th? Yeah, almost a month later. Okay. Like so many in Ocean Springs, across Mississippi and across the nation, our prayers for answers and peace are with his parents, family, and friends. Out of respect for Nolan's family and the integrity of the investigative process, we have chosen not to draw public attention to ourselves as unfettered speculation raged. Recent targeted attacks on our son, Bart Jr., now make our silence impossible. Hundreds of Mississippi Gulf Coast residents journeyed out to Horn Island to celebrate the holiday on the 4th of July. Home from college, Bart Jr. was among them. There we go. He piloted his own boat to Horn Island and piloted his own boat home. When a nearby boat suffered a mechanical malfunction on the afternoon of the 4th, Bart Jr. gave advice and direct aid to the distressed vessel. As part of this, he boarded the distressed vessel, removed its transom plug, got back onto his boat, and towed the distressed vessel for a short distance. These actions allowed water that had accumulated on the distressed vessel to drain. Bart Jr. believes that more than 20 passengers were spread across the two boats to witness these events. Others may have also witnessed from the water or shore. When Nolan's disappearance and death came to light, Bart Jr. freely and fully cooperated with law enforcement investigating the tragedy. He sat for interviews, answered all of the questions he was asked, and shared all of his recollection from July 4, 2026. Bart Jr. also compiled a list of potential witnesses, including passengers on the boat he was piloting, to share with the investigators. He allowed his phone to be viewed and shared requested photographs and videos from that day with law enforcement. He also permitted the inspection of his boat and GPS device. He did all of this without counsel, without requiring warrants, and without hesitation. Bart Jr. has been an open book during the process. He, like so many in our community, wants a thorough, fair, and impartial investigation that does not start with a pre-drawn conclusion, but seeks and finds the truth. At no point in this process has Bart Jr. ever been identified as a suspect in Nolan's death. This has not stopped people from engaging in dangerous speculation, nor has it stopped outright fabrications. With each new name mentioned by the media or on social media, a new mob immediately argues that person must somehow be culpable. Facts are invented out of thin air. AI is used to distort or create photographs, videos, or audio. People begin to draw unsubstantiated conclusions and reckless threats follow. This week, it has been Bart Jr.'s turn, to be accused by thousands of online strangers who do not know him, do not know any relevant facts, and do not care about our community or the truth of what happened. We grieve for the loss of Nolan, but as a family, we are also concerned for the lives of our children and the safety of others being convicted in a court of public opinion without facts, indeed contrary to known evidence. We cannot allow our son to be slandered or our family to be doxxed and threatened, including threats made as recently as yesterday on Bart Jr.'s life, without attempting to correct the record and hold egregious actors responsible for the danger they are manufacturing. To that end, we have retained legal counsel for the purpose of pursuing recourse against those individuals fabricating lies about him or our family. The first cease and desist and spoliation letter is being issued today to an online user who originated many of the falsehoods against Bart Jr. This user shared pictures of our home, our residential address, land plats, and information about our work, while simultaneously falsely asserting through various videos and posts that Bart Jr. is a suspect, that he caused or contributed to Nolan's death, or that he is involved in a cover-up of Nolan's death. It's a toxic combination in an emotionally charged environment. Let me pause. Let me see what y'all saying. This letter is really about Tatum and his stretch lies. Blame Warren and Officer Tatum. That was Warren, okay, who called Nolan's mom at 11 o'clock in the Coast Guard. They full of ish. So you telling me he just happened to be riding by and was there to help their boat that wasn't even sinking because the coordination said it wasn't? Exactly. I'm still confused about a few things. Even though they're saying he helped the boat in distress, like, we still have questions about that call. Where was the water? Okay. They were in shallow water. Like, it's so many things that are still questionable about the call itself. Okay. Even if, he didn't do what everybody said. Well, what was the girl talking about when she said, the damn it, Bart? Like, what happened? Is that being addressed in any of these letters? I haven't seen that part addressed. Do they realize they have Carmelo 35 years in prison without evidence? Oops, okay. What time Father Crump press? It comes on at 11. Not Father Crump. It was all public information. She just took the time to find it. Yes. I like to see all of these so-called innocent kids, social media. Yeah, where happened to their social media? Like, they started closing that down, all of that. Okay. What about which exact people were piloting each boat throughout those days? Some of them admitted to being under the influence while operating. Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, I don't think it's a whole lot of threats. That's my opinion, child. The lawyer needs to explain why Bart did lie about being home. Okay. None of these things are true. There's no evidence to support these claims. Let us be clear. Bart Jr. helped the boat that was in distress. He did not unalive a friend, witness the death of a friend, or conceal the death of a friend. These are fictions made up by people with no actual knowledge of the events of that day. Unfortunately, those fictions are seen by millions of people and often repeated. Our family is working with the FBI, the Mississippi Attorney General, the U.S. Attorney's Office, and local law enforcement to determine if federal, and state cyber stalking crimes have been committed. Ooh, child, they trying to go deep. And to address the direct threats to our son's life. We will continue to pursue all available legal remedies. We will not be deterred by whether offenders have the ability to compensate us for our damages. This is not about money. We are working to ensure the safety of our family, but also to push back on the very mob. Ooh, y'all see the words used? The mob, okay? Rule that ignores the truth, undermines the rule of law, destroys the presumption of innocence, and ultimately makes it harder for justice to prevail. We know this moment will pass. The truth will win out. Hopefully, the reckless mob, how many times people going to be called a mob, will move on to the next big thing, shade. But in their wake, they will leave a grieving family, young men whose reputations have been forever tarnished, and a community of people who used to smile at each other in the grocery store, but who trust just a little less now. I wonder why. They gonna blame that on us? Oh, okay. It is a tragic reality of a society full of internet sleuths unconcerned by the damage their lives wreak. We would simply like to implore people to think deeply about the potential consequences of things they say without proof or knowledge. Ask yourself, do I know this to be true? Are the things I'm saying likely to help or hurt? Am I doing this because it is right or because I crave attention? Child, spreading false information does not honor Nolan's life or his family's loss. It pulls us further away from the truth. We can all be better in these moments. What else did they have for today? That was yesterday. He said, I had someone today call me and ask me to sue them for defaming Bart'S Jr. I love when little dogs think they are big dogs. Anyway, we served a cease and desist, demand for correction and evidence preservation notice on social media influencer, comedian, rapper, and OnlyFans model. No, he didn't say the OnlyFans part. Kimberly today in anticipation of filing a defamation lawsuit against her. I anticipate at least 2 more such notices going out by the end of the week. So 2 more people. I don't know who you're referring to. I just bought a new case of toner for my printer. I told y'all he a little spicy Latino. Okay. He said he just bought some new toner for the printer to print out these defamation paperwork, this cease and desist paperwork. Okay, he started with Kimberly. He got 2 more he's trying to send out by the end of the week. So basically proving so much projection. The interview with ESPN and the call to dispatch operator does actually sound like Bart Buddy Edmiston. They worried about their reputation, but not someone lost their life. Okay. Shows your character. That should be the whole thing is how do we find out what really happened to Nolan Wells? Okay. I don't know, Michael. Now you're trying to be seen. He think he's funny. Baby, everybody a mob now. I have never heard an attorney speak like that. I told y'all. When I saw that Will Smith, that whole quote where he quoted Will Smith, keep our clients' names out y'all effing mouth. I knew he was different. Okay. Right, Monica? He got a little spice. Okay, shout out to Six Figure Days for the jewels. Thank you so much. And thank you for being a sponsor for today's live. Okay, here we go. These distractions from the real issue. What happened to Nolan? Okay, that's going to be my hashtag. I'm going to start, look, I don't care what people talking about. My hashtag, if I go in their comments, I'm going to start hashtagging at least one time what happened to Nolan Wells. Okay, that's what his parents are asking. And that's what I'm going to start because, see, some of this stuff is distractions. I don't care who went with who back then, who did this, who did that. Look, is it something pertaining to getting us closer to what happened to Nolan Wells? All this stuff about, oh, they talking about him, they doing this. Child, why was his name in audio? Why was Warren talking about him? Why did Warren bring his name up, child? We don't know. Okay, get with him first. Before we start going to content creators, talk to Warren. He threw his name out there. Like, what was said to Warren is what I want to know. Okay, they want the internet creators to back off or accept the consequences. Yes. I told y'all, we got to get some nicknames. We're going to start, we're going to start calling him the Simpson Man, okay? Because, look, we got to get us some nicknames. We're going to have to go incognito, start talking in codes, because, child, look, we ain't got time for that, okay? We're trying to stay focused. Kawana said, I'm sick of these people. They shaking and worried. Yeah, at first he said he was. Got that degree from Tim, not Timu Law School. And grill. Wait a minute. You put the grill part. Oh my God. Yes. Okay, come on now. Can we get to the bottom of that? What happened to Nolan's throat area? Where's the toxicology? Where is the medical examiner's autopsy report? Okay, when do they expect for this case to be closed so that we can start getting some public documents? Because, see, they're going to continue to say, oh, it's an open and active case to throw everybody off so we can't get no public, documents till it's officially closed. Right? Talk to Warren. Okay, that's the question. Anything he said, can he vouch for? Okay, you know what? This is what we want to know too. Okay, we just asking questions. We ain't accusing nobody of nothing. We just trying to see if he got an answer. I know we hearing a lot about on the water, boat, distress, vessels, phone call, audio. Okay, let's just say, because we did hear clearly in that call Nolan's name. Can anybody tell us if he wasn't dead on that boat in that moment, what happened after that? Can we get some movement in this case? We still want to know what happened when the boats got back. Why was it going here and here and here? What were y'all doing? Okay, what we ain't got to that part yet. We still stuck in the middle of the water over there by Horn Island. But there's a reason that we're asking certain things, because his phone was in the truck at one point. How did he get from the boat? Okay, where did everyone get off at? Which boat launches? Where were y'all going to Fort Bio for? Where did y'all, like, we have so many questions. Can he answer any of that? Okay, because we got a lot of questions. I'm done with the whole bilge pump thing by now. I'm done. Okay, I want to move on. I want to know if that wasn't the case. I know I heard Nolan's name come up. If he wasn't on that boat, why y'all talking about him? Okay, so beyond the water right there in that moment when y'all took off, what happened in the moments when y'all took off, when you got to the boat launches, all of that? We have questions because none of that has been answered. Why were you here one place, then you went over here for a couple of minutes, then you came here, then you went back? What in the world? What were y'all doing if the boat was in such distress? What was happening? Okay. How did his keys get? So not the keys, but the phone. So in that moment when the phone got from the boat to the truck, nobody thought, oh, shoot, where is Nolan? Or it had to be way later when Warren is saying, oh, I just thought about it. Where's Nolan? You didn't think about that when y'all moved the phone from the boat to Wyatt's truck? That Nolan left his phone somewhere. Let me try to find him then. Please stop. Okay, until y'all start answering those questions, all of this stuff is a distraction to me. Okay, it really is. Shout out to Caramel Shell for the super chat and for being a sponsor. She said he better buy some Prozac after he finishes buying that ink because he will need some for himself and his client right about now. Okay. Ciao. Hey, Peggy, good morning. Yeah, what happened to Nolan? Yeah, simple. She said simple. Yeah. Child, we coming with facts. Now Tatum believe it was a crime. Oh, he believe it's a crime now. Oh, yeah. Baby Nancy Grace. Yesterday, I was tickled every time. Look, I may have to play a little of that. Every time he tried to, yes, okay. She said, "Ob, you say at the start of your life, this for educational and entertainment purposes only." Yeah, we're not saying anything is factual unless I have some facts I can pull up, okay, or anything like that. But child, we can talk out loud. We can pose questions. We're trying to piece this thing together better than y'all. See, that's what it is. That's exactly what it is. They see in our everyday conversation, okay, when we are doing our investigation, we have notebooks and everything, y'all. We've been keeping track of certain things, calling out inconsistencies, all of that, things that just don't make sense. They don't want people thinking and talking about this. The ultimate thing is for everyone to hush about this Nolan Wells case. Do not talk about it. Okay, y'all quit trying to figure stuff out because the more y'all try to figure it out and expose and reveal things, we gotta fix it. we can't go with this because y'all done figured it out. Okay, because y'all would have already been out with accidental drowning a long time ago. So if it's not that, then what? What are we offering with reward money for now? For what? So are y'all now saying it's a possibility that it could be some type of foul play? Who are we looking for? Okay, who are we looking for? Since nobody wants to be found, nobody wants to be talked about, who are we looking for? They want content creators to bow down. Y'all who are being truthful, stand up for the verbiage you put out. I fact check everything, but there are some content creators who do lie just for clicks. Yeah, I mean, and it's something to do that. That's them. Hey, I don't play that game. Okay, because it's not that serious. You shouldn't have to just make up stuff just to have some content. No, just talk about what's already public, what's out there. You know what I'm saying? I don't talk against no other content creators. That's their thing. That's how they roll. I don't roll like that over here. Okay. I mean, yeah, we may have things that we piece together, we clock things, but to flat out be like, oh, he did it. He didn't. No, we don't do all that. Okay. We do have questions though. Nobody seems to be answering them. we actually giving y'all things to think about, people to go check out, leads and so forth. Y'all should be paying us. Okay. Because child, look, nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. Warren is like the dude, warriors come out. Okay. If that lawyer tries to give you grief, tell him we're just getting jiggy with it, just like now we get jiggy with it. He better take Will Smith's name out that effing document. Hey, Teresa. Okay, we can still talk about that. Okay, I want justice in that covering up so bad. Hey, Hill with Tree. Hey, Becca. Let's see. Child. Okay. DL Handed Officer. Hate him. Y'all got so many names. I don't know which one I want to go with. I gotta find it. Okay, MJ. Child, wait a minute. Now, was this today? Let's see. We done heard Mr. Potato, Tater Head, hate him, bait him, Tatum. I don't know which one to go with. Y'all so creative. Now wait, let's see, Dio. Well, how long Dio been roasting him? I didn't even know. Doesn't seem like it's a series. Now wait a second. Okay, so let me pull up Willie D. Lock. Look, he was playing some of it. Okay. Child, let's look at this right quick because y'all done got my interest peaked. Let's see.
Called him lame. Let's just say it didn't go too well for that boy.
What is more lame than calling yourself the job you used to have? You're not an officer anymore. You were a football player who failed at being a football player. You didn't make the team, so you became an officer. That wasn't working out, so you became an influencer. You talked about emotion. What is more emotional than this?
I'll provide the sound effect.
You cried for a white dude who the people didn't even think you worthy to speak at his funeral. You said you wouldn't cry for your son, but you cried for him. That's not emotion. You talked of the way Benjamin Crump talks.
Hold on, fam. Did y'all hear what he just said? He cried for Charlie Kirk, but he declared that he would not cry for his own son. If that ain't the definition of the Django, come on, fam. Come on.
Just want to blame white folks. And so I go out there because I know that lame Al Sharpton and Mr. I can't read Benjamin Crump is just race hustling, y'all.
You talked about how those boys are innocent. You had proof. Now, I don't know whether they're innocent or not. I don't know what happened there. But I know one conversation with a failed football player and a social media influencer is not the predicate. You don't have any toxicology report. You don't have an autopsy report. You talked about black people acting a fool. Black people are right to be suspicious of a state that took 31 years and 3 trials to prosecute and find guilty the murder of Medgar Evers. Black people are right to be suspicious of a state that in 2005 found 215 black people that were dead and buried in a pauper's grave and nobody knew they were there. Black people are right to be suspicious of a state that just killed a 1-year-old boy and nobody's being brought to account about. Black people are right to be suspicious of a state that has been poisoning black people with the water since the 1960s. Black people didn't look for this fight. They want justice. All they want is accountability. And if it's those boys, it should be that. Nobody has a predetermined notion. I don't know what happened. But if you're saying that Al Sharpton and that Benjamin Crump are on one side, you're certainly on the other. You talk to them for 2 days and now all of a sudden you know if they're guilty. You know if they're innocent. You know that. Your name is, your moniker is Officer Tatum, not Detective Tatum. You didn't make your way to detective. You're an influencer who says what white people want you to say. And don't you find it interesting that they chose to speak to you? And they chose to speak to you for the same reason that you're a conservative, for the same reason Turning Point did, because you're safe. They know you're a black man who'll do what he's told. You're an unremarkable black man who they know they can count on to be obedient.
Damn, man. Damn.
Yep.
Yeah. I've heard people call people names many, many times, and usually those names are very colorful and vulgar. And they have a certain amount of sting. But I never thought about calling somebody unremarkable. That has a different level of sting. That's like an intellectual blow, an intellectual verbal blow. Oh man, that was impressive. Unremarkable. I gotta use that.
They pick you for the same reason they pick dogs. What is very interesting to me is this is Nancy Grace.
I left to believe that He goes out swimming all on his own, and the friend girl leaves, the mates from school leave. Everybody just leaves him out in the water, and he dies.
Let me just say, fam, let me warn you. Spoiler alert. He just heating up. He's just starting to heat up. He put belt the ass on that boy.
Nancy Grace is a career prosecutor. She has tried 100 felony trials, 100, and not lost one. And she thinks that's something suspicious. But the social media influencer who failed at football and was a mediocre cop all of a sudden knows more than that. I don't know what happened. You don't know what happened. But I do know this. You said that a young woman with a pot of water acted so suspiciously that she should be shot by cops.
I think that this is justified, but it could have been avoided, but still justified. You can't throw boiling water on a police officer and not get shot.
But you don't think people that want to vote with somebody in proximity to somebody, and that person comes that day acting so suspicious, they should be questioned?
And not get shot. I can't let that slide, fam. What man talk like that? I can't get shot. Not get shot. You got something you want to tell us, Brandon?
That's who you are. Debate you for what? What you are is what the people before you. You're Diamond and Silk. You're Candace Owens. You're Stacey Dash. You're that. And your career will age like avocados, because that's what they do. There'll be somebody else that replaces you.
Get interrupted. Hold on. Give me 1 second.
Brandon Tate.
Y'all just see what unfunny ex-comedian D.L. Hughley just said about me. Posted a picture of me and my wife. To do what? To be a racist? You are the lamest dude in all of comedy.
What is more lame than calling yourself the job you used to have? You're not an officer anymore. You were a football player who failed at being a football player. You didn't make the team, so you became an officer. That wasn't working out, so you became an influencer. You talked about emotion. What is more emotional than this?
The word.
You cried for a white dude who the people didn't even think you worthy to speak at his funeral. You said you wouldn't cry for your son, but you cried for him. That's not emotion. You talked the way Benjamin Crump talks.
Just want to blame white folks. And so I go out there because I know that lame Al Sharpton and Mr. I can't read Benjamin Crump is just race hustling, y'all.
You talked about how those boys are innocent. You had proof. Now, I don't know whether they're innocent or not. I don't know what happened there. But I know one conversation with a failed football player and a social media influencer is not the predicate. You don't have any toxicology report. You don't have an autopsy report. You talked about black people acting a fool. Black people are right to be suspicious of a state that took 31 years and 3 trials to prosecute and find guilty the murder of Medgar Evers. Black people are right to be suspicious of a state that in 2005 found 215 black people that were dead and buried in a pauper's grave and nobody knew they were there. Black people are right to be suspicious of a state that just killed a 1-year-old boy and nobody's being brought to account about. Black people are right to be suspicious of a state that has been poisoning black people with the water since the 1960s. Black people didn't look for this fight. They want justice. All they want is accountability. And if it's those boys, it should be that. Nobody has a predetermined notion. I don't know what happened. But if you're saying that Al Sharpton and that Benjamin Crump are on one side, you're certainly on the other. You talk to them for 2 days and now all of a sudden you know if they're guilty. You know if they're innocent. You know that. Your name is, your moniker is Officer Tatum, not Detective Tatum. You didn't make your way to detective. You're an influencer who says what white people want you to say. And don't you find it interesting that they chose to speak to you, and they chose to speak to you for the same reason that you're a conservative, for the same reason Turning Point did, because you're safe. They know you're a black man who'll do what he's told. You're an unremarkable black man who they know they can count on to be obedient. They pick you for the same reason they pick dogs. What is very interesting to me is this is Nancy Grace.
I left to believe that he goes out swimming all on his own, and the friend girl leaves, the mates from school leave, everybody just leaves him out in the water and he dies.
Now, Nancy Grace is a career prosecutor. She has tried 100 felony trials, 100, and not lost one. And she thinks that's something suspicious. But the social media influencer who failed at football and was a mediocre cop all of a sudden knows more than that. I don't know what happened. You don't know what happened. But I do know this. You said that a young woman with a pot of water acted so suspiciously that she should be shot by cops.
I think that this is justified, but it could have been avoided, but still justified. You can't throw boiling water on a police officer and not get shot.
But you don't think people that were on a boat with somebody in proximity to somebody and that person comes that day acting so suspicious they should be questioned? That's who you are. Debate you for what? What you are is what the people before you, you're Diamond and Silk, you're Candace Owens, you're Stacey Dash, you're that. And your career will age like avocados because that's what they do. There'll be somebody else that replaces you. I've been around for 40 years doing what I do, and you still know my name. You know how I got to know yours? Somebody sent me a coon alert. They said, and you fit the bill. I don't know who you are, but I know what you are. I know what you do because I've seen people like you in my entire life. You can assail my career, but my career is longer than your life. You mentioned my name, and I have no idea who you are. But I do know this, that one day, when all of this is done, and it'll be after the next election cycle, when people are wondering who you are, when you go the way of the Larry Elders or the Sheriff Clarks or the Candace Owens or the Diamond and Silks or the Stacey Dashes or the Armstrong, like all of them, when you're there with them and you're wondering what happened, it's because you sold your soul for nothing.
Let me just say this, and I know people gonna clip this and get back, and I don't care. I really feel this way. I'm getting sick of black people. Right. I like the black people like me and others that are conservative, that's smart. But the rest of y'all, I'm sick of y'all. It's hard to even want to be around black people, to be honest.
I have never once, and I've had a disagreement with a lot of black people that I've had disagreement, but I've never once had to make a video explaining I don't hate black people.
I do not hate black people. I know that people who are new to my channel and you see people out there making these videos, it's comical to me because I don't understand how accountability leads to hate.
You said you can't teach me. You can't make me hate white people. You said that.
You want me to hate white people. I'm not doing it.
My question is it making you hate white people? I don't want that at all. What I want to know is who the fuck taught you to hate us? This is Brandon Tatum.
Y'all just see what unfunny.
And you know what, y'all, that was my question yesterday in my own mind. I said, what happened to him in his life? Anyone ever heard? Like, to me, when people are like that, it's sometimes something has happened to them by that race or something, a person with that race in school or when they were younger. Like, what has caused them to have this disdain and for black people and potential hate? I'm not gonna call it just that, but it seems like you're hating on your own race. There are people like that, but I'm wondering what prompted this. Where did it all start? It really is mind-boggling. Like, seriously, I love when folks use the same words against them because you said it. So sad, but many cops do not like melanated people. Don't trust these people. Now, yesterday, and I'm going to show just a couple of minutes of this part. He was on the Nancy Grace show. And I guess now one thing I can tell y'all, he didn't go back and forth with Nancy. Okay. He talked to her in a different tone that I've seen on his shows and stuff. I said, oh, he is very respectful of Nancy, child. And Nancy was cutting him off. She wasn't going for the lies and all of that. Okay, acceptance from other cops. Okay. Think his mama hurt? Like, I'm wondering what happened to him. Hey, Detective London. I'm going to say this, just my opinion. I think Tatum should be arrested now because he said out of his own mouth He know who who got the rugs. And basically he also know the story about why it happened. You know what? And he said he was going to talk to the police about that too. Did he ever go to the police? Because they could have, rug dealer in town. Okay. And he admitted that on his own channel. That's a very good point. But white folks feel the same way when they think black folks done something to them. Wow, can avoid race and bloodline is called division. Been created from day one. Bloodline, the spirit of Judas, always a Judas somewhere. Okay. And welcome everyone coming on in. Make sure y'all tap the like button. It is for free.
To Nolan. Now his mother, Christine, says when her son's phone was brought to the family, they had concerns because there were no pictures or videos on either of his Snapchat accounts, triggering their fear items may have been deleted. That's what's happening. There's been a lot of controversy. Were photos, were texts deleted? Were snaps deleted? We've been trying to figure it out, but we're seeing through a mirror darkly. We don't know. But according to experts, a trail will be left if anything has been deleted, even if you delete it from the deleted file. Now, joining us, special guest, Brandon Tatum. You know him well. He's a former police officer with Tucson PD. That's what impresses me. What impresses a lot of other people is he is the star of The Officer Tatum.
The new way to own your brand with Wix Harmony. Create a
Officer Tatum, thank you for being with us tonight. Question to you. You interviewed, as we played at the get-go, several of Nolan's friends. Did they show you photos, videos, snaps of that day on Horn Island?
Well, Nancy, thank you so much for having me on. I spoke to 4 of the boys that are originally accused of being involved in Nolan Wells' death. And they did show me a lot of evidence. I want people to be very clear with this. I spent my career putting people in jail. My career is based on getting justice for people who have been done wrong. I've never been a defense attorney. So me going out and doing this was to find out what happened to Nolan Wells. And in talking to these young men, the burden of proof is they're going to have to prove to me. I'm not going to listen to what they say out of their mouth. They're going to have to show me. And in many cases, they showed me videos of Nolan on the island. They showed me videos of the boat when they were getting towed out, which is consistent with, kind of similar to what the phone call was. I mean, they showed me pictures of them with Nolan. They showed me phone records of them calling Nolan's mom and all of the above. So they seemed very consistent. They seemed very genuine. And they also proved to me some of the things that they had told me in the interview that I had with them that I have uploaded on my YouTube channel.
Officer Tatum, are you telling me that they had reception on Horn Island? Because many people are saying, well, the reason that there's nothing on Nolan's phone of that day, like there's no pictures, there's no snaps, there's no text, there's no anything, not because it was deleted, but because he didn't have reception. But you're telling me the other boys did have snaps, photos, videos, and reception?
Yeah, no, Nancy, let me clarify this for you. It wasn't that they uploaded this online. They showed me videos and things that they took from the boat during the outing on 4th of July. I was personally out at Horn Island. I rode out there on a boat, and I didn't have great reception there. And I left my phone in the boat when I got into the water and we were actually going out to do interviews.
Objection. Objection. You've been in court long enough to know you're going to get objections. You said you didn't have great reception, but you did have reception, did you not?
No, there was reception there. It just wasn't great, and it wasn't great enough for people, in my opinion, to upload. You can make a phone call potentially, but you wasn't going to upload data to a social media account. Now, could people take the steps to do it if they're dedicated enough? Yes. But
okay, answer the question. Yes, you can at least take videos. Right, Smiley? I thought they said there would be no videos because there's no service on the island. Yeah, you can do videos. Okay. It may not can connect to your Snapchat or Facebook or anything like that. But y'all, this is something else. And y'all, tell me your thoughts about this. What was the point in the other boat that I guess that would have been Bart's boat that was helping that boat? What was the purpose in them recording that or taking pictures of that? I find that odd. Oh, let's snap y'all's picture while we're working on the boat. You see what I'm saying? Like, it was too convenient for me. The call comes out, and then we're showing pictures of the event. Like, it just seemed like it just was all in a like planned step. What do y'all think about that? Because I thought about that. What was the point of that video? Not that they were having fun in the moment, but you're in distress, right? So why people on this boat taking pictures of y'all just standing here making a phone call in distress? And then it came out after the audio was released. She said, stop beating around the bush. Okay, Karen Michelle said possible alibi. Nolan had service. Allegedly, he called Trayston. You don't have to have service to take photos. Right. Okay. First time I've seen so humble. Yes, I'm telling you, when I was looking at him during this interview, I was like, I've never seen him like this humble and quiet and polite. It was different. Okay. But the way he is doing this isn't right and just cruel. Nancy is wrapping him like a gift. Okay, that's the part I'm just wondering. So y'all are thinking possible alibi, but not on the island. Ridiculous. Then you don't hear the background of other boats or the music playing in the background. Right. Alibi went wrong. Thank God for the ones that were panicking. Yes, so that's the part that I'm wondering, because he's focusing on that, and he revealed those pictures in that video afterwards, after the call had been released. Why again are y'all recording and taking pictures in that moment? I'm still trying to process that part. It just seemed odd that would be a video or a picture that you would take if y'all are sinking or in distress.
it doesn't appear that would have been a frequent thing, given the fact that you probably had one or two bars out there. And I heard evidence of that. Not only did I see evidence of it when I went out there myself personally with my cell phone, when I listened to the CETO call, you could tell that the call dropped out several times. It seemed like they were having trouble at times hearing each other. So it is consistent. And anybody that travel out there that have gone to the 4th of July celebration, they know that the reception is not very great. So the videos that they showed me in call logs were things that were not associated to social media, that they never posted on social media. It was, pictures and videos that they took on their phone.
Okay. Let me refine my question. I take it from your last answer that the answer is yes, you had reception on Horn Island.
Yes, I did have reception on Horn Island.
There you go.
We just played that CETO call. It's 2 words, SEATOW, and it's kind of insurance that people have that are boat goers. And if you have a problem, CETO will come and tow you back to the mainland. They said they had a problem. They said they were taking on water. One of your takes is that all the chatter that we're hearing, wake up, Nolan, are you dead, Nolan, wake the F up, Nolan, could be referring to the battery, the bilge on the boat, that it's all unclear. Regarding the boat being disabled, apparently it was not.
Check this out. I'm going to show you how I afforded this car. Okay, you ready? All right, $118 for car insurance. That's how much I was paying, okay?
Listen.
So first, at 9:56 a.m., the boat leaves the original dock. It arrives at Horn Island at 11:14. So at around 4 o'clock, there is a call to the Coast Guard about the boat. NBC News got a hold of it.
We're sinking. Can y'all please come?
And is everybody on board in good health otherwise?
Yeah, everybody's on board.
Everybody's on board. So does that mean Nolan is on there? Who was on that boat? At 4:31, the boat leaves Horn Island and it is towed approximately 3 miles, and then the tow ends.
Well, he got the phone number according to the interview from Javon B. Sims. That's where he got Christine's phone number from. Also, they would have saved the videos to upload later. I have questions. Yeah. No, Warren was muting the phone. It wasn't. Yeah, it sounded like muting on certain parts. He was not focused whatsoever on the call. So it was a lot going on in that background. He riding for the boys while making himself look slow. 25K said, I know office at Tatum did not say that about that woman that got shot by them police. Oh, yeah. I didn't know that part. Yeah, I've never, because I didn't follow him. Like, I didn't know him until this. I don't even know who he was. If Warren thought Nolan was sleeping on someone's couch, what does the Coast Guard have to do with that? Why not call the police? That was my question. But me, yeah, I'm going to sit back and let the lawyers and judges up front and behind the scenes cook.
So after 3 miles, they go back to the original dock, okay? They arrive at 5:44 p.m. So it looks like this is where Horn Island is, and this is where the original dock is that I am referring to. I looked it up, and El Camino Real Road is in Gulf Hills, Mississippi, which is right above Ocean Springs. So I'm wondering if this is the house where they got the phone. Now, the boat travels to Fort Bayou at 6:06.
Now, why is it we have not heard which house had the phone? Why has no one mentioned that, y'all? I'm still trying to understand, where was this phone? No one has mentioned which house they got the phone from. Has anyone seen that part? In any of this case, I'm still asking that question. I still have the questions for Katie. And now I've moved on past the bilge pump. I'm moving on towards land. What were we doing here? They're moving here, then here. Can you tell us what was going on? It was too much movement for this boat to have been in distress. Okay, so these are things, y'all, we're still trying to get answers to that we haven't talked about. I seen Judge Mathis. I wonder if they're going to come at him. Oh, yeah, they've already started coming at Judge Mathis. I'm curious as to know, the mom was able to get, how was she able to get the phone? Yeah, I haven't heard that either. I didn't know if he had a password or, right. I haven't heard that part. Warren did not think Nolan was sleeping on someone's couch. That was a lie. He knew exactly where Nolan's body was. And if Nolan's mom had not tracked the phone, they would still have it. That part, I think they would still have it. I don't think they banked on her having the Life 360. Yeah, whose house? No, she hasn't said, Latte. No one has said which house. I haven't heard anyone mention this part. The only thing I heard her say was the phone was in Wyatt's truck. But that does not mean it was at Wyatt's house, though. You see what I'm saying? I have not heard anyone bring up where the phone was actually found.
The boat returns to the original dock. Then, from the original dock, the boat goes back to Fort Bayou, and then they go to the boat launch, and it is put onto the trailer and moved by the vehicle. Did they drop people off at the original dock, travel to Fort Bayou, pick somebody up, and go back to that original dock? And then from there, why was there an hour and 13-minute time gap? This boat was sinking hours before, and then they're just having it docked for an hour and 13 minutes. Right. You would think they'd want to get that boat out of the water ASAP.
That from the real TikTok detective, the boat wasn't sinking.
they told Cito it was sinking. What's the truth? Was it sinking and they repaired it? Did they have a leak and they repaired it and kept on SOP? Brandon Tatum joining us, former cop, now star of The Officer Tatum. Did the young man explain those travels we just identified?
Yeah, 100%. They did that. I wish that people on the internet would have had an opportunity, and they can go look at the interview that I did with Warren, but they had an opportunity to actually talk to these young men to get this in perspective, because some people have no idea how boats function and how they work. They explained to me, they took me on a boat and showed me exactly where they went, where they docked, where did they, stop at, how did they get the bilge pump and the water out of the boat and all of the above. So they were sinking. They were taking on water. The water came up high enough that the batteries weren't working. They had to get a tow to kind of tow them out, where you could see the young lady saying about 3 miles out. It's a complicated boat's jargon, but they ended up getting the boat out. They ended up getting it to the point where they could run the boat, run the water out of the boat through a hole in the boat that they ended up plugging. They explained all this. Anybody that does boating know exactly what they're talking about if you hear them explain it on the interview. So they have an explanation for all of these things. And not only that, Nancy, they showed me video of them on the boat, and Nolan was not on the boat. Nolan was not on the boat log. And there are people who saw Nolan on the island closer to around 6 p.m., which is far after they left, far after this phone call was made. I saw text messages from the young lady that Nolan was with, the young lady named Katie. I saw her text messages. In her text messages, she say that she heard the boys yelling for Nolan to get on the boat. He did not. She said in her text message that she did not see Nolan get on the boat he came on, which was Wyatt's boat, which is the boat that was sinking and they ended up leaving on. So it wasn't just a statement that they made on a podcast. They were actually showing me evidence to the contrary of what the mainstream YouTubers and some media outlets are putting out to people at large. And so
my thing is, if y'all are putting out other pictures and videos of this distress call, they're on the phone and standing around on the boat, well, where are those pictures? Because it's almost like they were setting the stage for that during Warren's interview. He brought that up. Okay. Oh, yeah, it was people there. Saw Nolan at 6 o'clock. Well, then why did you think he was on the couch somewhere? Now, all of a sudden, it's coming out more so on TMZ. But just like y'all have released these photos of, let's see those photos. Let's see the ones of Nolan out on the beach. Let's see what they have, these witnesses. Let's look with our own eyes. Y'all shown other stuff. Why not put that out? But it's almost like it was set in motion during Warren's interview. Okay? We have not seen any proof of that. Let's see. I wish I knew what it takes to be him. Yeah, he's talking like they were on a cruise, right? You open the plug and then the water runs out. I don't think Nolan was drinking as much as they're saying. Yeah, he had a big game that upcoming Monday. Exactly. I take issue with that because the family knows different, according to Katie. And Katie, they've seen messages from Katie. Oh, yeah, that this was this unknown female. That's in the paperwork. Like, y'all didn't know who she was, but y'all got text messages from her. We still have questions for her. Okay, so I'm not taking anything she says at face value, child, because I'm still asking her questions. Let's see. Karen Michelle said, and thank you, sis. But did they show the floor of the boat? None of us thought Nolan was sitting up. Okay, right, exactly. We couldn't see into the boat. I'm still wondering why were y'all recording that anyways and taking pictures of y'all in distress. That's not making sense to me. Show everything, show the text messages, show the camera footage. Exactly. Because if this is an ongoing active investigation, how is it that certain information that is being used to try to debunk stuff is being released? But y'all not releasing no autopsy, no toxicology, no photos that y'all say of Nolan there at 6 o'clock, no text messages. Y'all not releasing that. Oh, but let me release this photo video showing them on this little boat in a distress call, and it can't tell us nothing. We don't know what he's saying. We don't know if they just chilling. We don't know who's on the other boat. We still got questions. Okay, so that really does nothing. It doesn't show any water in the boat. We can't see the floor of the boat. We don't know who's on the other boat. None of that. Okay, so it did nothing. Show us the real stuff. Okay, we would like to see the real stuff that we can like kind of identify. Oh, okay, well, Nolan was at the Horn Island, you know, on the beach at 6 o'clock. Okay. Oh, well, this message was from Katie. Oh, okay. So Katie did say. We can't verify none of that. And I'm definitely not going with your words. Okay, because baby, y'all doing some lying. Okay, we definitely seeing some lies and inconsistent statements. Tatum is going hard. Right. For what? Warren said they weren't thinking about their phones like girls do. Yup. Tatum should be tired of himself by now. Just shut up and sit down, Ninja. Your words hold no weight with us. There's another picture that they put out, but this individual has a hat on with a white shirt and some blue shorts, but Nolan didn't wear a hat because he had an afro. Yeah, he didn't have an. Oh, I did see that picture. Yeah, that's not Nolan. Nolan was not on the boat, so why were they calling Nolan's name? Phenomenal Scorpio, that's what I want them to answer as well. Since everyone has selective hearing, nobody heard nothing in the background. Can someone just please, anybody out there, I don't care what side you're seeing, you're on, all of that. Can someone please explain why was someone saying Nolan's name? If we're gonna forget everything else, and we're gonna forget we heard the Simpson man name, we're gonna forget they said, is he effing dead? Get the F up, all of that. We're gonna put that aside for right quick, okay? Why would someone be on that boat saying Nolan's name? Can someone answer that? If Nolan was not on the boat, why are we calling Nolan's name? Because that was loud and clear. So we still trying to get past that part. Okay. And if he was on the boat and then he was not deceased at the time, what happened when y'all got back? Come on now. We ain't gonna stop there just because y'all throw a few videos and pictures out. Okay, here they are sitting on the boat. Doesn't look like they're in distress. I'm gonna be honest. But we're not gonna stop there. We still got to figure out what y'all did when y'all got back. Because there was a whole lot of movement when you got back. So if he was on the boat and y'all went back, how did he get back out to Horn Island on July the 6th? These are the answers that we want to see. Why everybody playing, don't call their name. I don't want y'all thinking this. I don't want y'all saying that. Well, can y'all answer some real legit questions? Okay. Why is his name being called? When you got back over to the boat lunches, what happened? Why y'all moving so much? With the distress y'all said distress vessel, a distress vessel. How did his body end back into a spot where everybody named Mama was over there checking? With drones, with other vessels, parents out there. Nobody saw him. But on July 6th, his body ended up out there. Those are the answers that we're trying to get. All this other stuff is BS and a distraction. And no, we're not going to be quiet about it until y'all can come up with some legitimate answers. Why is his throat had not made it back to the medical examiner during the independent autopsy? He had questions for you, ma'am. Have you yet to answer any of those questions? Like all this other stuff not going to get us off our square. We're still focused on the task at hand. Yeah, we're going to talk about it because it's out here. But guess what? It doesn't do anything. Why are we now offering $50,000 if y'all think that nothing suspicious, any foul play happened with Nolan Wells? It would have just been an accident, right? Accidental drowning. So what do the authorities think about you now offering a reward? And we have not had any answers to any of these questions. No one can answer why Nolan's name was stated in that audio. If y'all want to have selective hearing on everything else, why is it that y'all cannot say why they're saying Nolan's name? Oh, y'all can't hear that part either. I'm just not getting it. We heard it loud and clear. So what happened? Let's go there. What happened to Nolan? Okay, we'll wait. In the meantime, we're going to keep talking and clocking stuff. We're going to keep talking and clocking it. Okay. Okay, I'm sure Nolan at least had a t-shirt. Even if he took it off when selling, did they give that t-shirt back? Come on now. Where are his things? We've been asking that. Where are Nolan's things? We gave a phone, some keys, where his shirt, his shoes, where his food, like what did he bring with him in his container? Where his sunglasses at? Where all of that? Did y'all take that off the boat too? Did he ever put his sunglasses? Oh, were those found on his body? Whatever happened to his sunglasses? Because I thought he had some sunglasses on in one of the pictures. What happened to his sunglasses? Where the red necklace at? When they found his body, was the red necklace still on him? Was the sunglasses still on him? We have questions, okay? I'm just trying to, figure this thing out, because the main question is, what happened to Nolan Wells? Did he have any of that on him, or was it on the boat? Go find Nancy Guthrie. Okay, come on now. Where's that lady? That's so sad. They can't even find her either. Oh, but ransom notes were being sent only to TMZ. Okay. The call was real. The reason for the call wasn't they were not sinking. They were anchored, surrounded by people and other boats when they claimed they were sinking. Yes. I'm in and out. Yeah. Now, one answer. Let me get scoot over a little. Thank you for letting me know. Discoloration means bruising. Oh, it's good. Okay, thank you. Shout out to Monica for the jewels. Thank you, sister. Thank you for being a sponsor. Oh, yeah. You mean, Tristan, child, after we done hurt his little feelings, told him they're going to turn on him. He probably someone being quiet with his thumb in his mouth. Okay, go sit down somewhere. Because you inserting yourself for what? They're going to turn on you. Sit down. Look at Officer Tatum eyes now. He not getting no sleep, child. Okay. That is right. They want people to just forget. Yes, right. All right, let's continue. Y'all can't hear me? Is it when I get hyper? Hold on, let me make sure. Put a 1 if y'all can hear me. I'm seeing no sound. But then I'm seeing some of y'all saying amen, clock it. So I don't know. Hey, old dude, welcome. Shelly, can you hear me? Okay, Phenomenal Scorpio sound loud and clear. Okay, because baby, sometimes when I get crunk, maybe I'm moving too much. Okay.
I wish that people would go watch the interview or at least take some time to listen to these boys' statement. And I'll say this, Nancy, too. I wish that the family would have taken the time, or at least Benjamin Crump would have taken the time to reach out to the lawyers or reach out to these young boys to get their statements, so they're not wasting their time sending everybody on a rabbit trail when they could have just talked to these boys. And they could have, but they refused. Because I saw a message from Warren where he called Nolan's mom twice. I've seen messages from Warren's stepmother, Ashley, where she sent Nolan's mom a text saying, please reach out to me whenever you're ready. I would like to talk. Other parents I saw messages from who reached out to Nolan's mom saying, we need to talk. Can we talk? I'm available if you need to talk to us. I do not understand at this point why Benjamin Crump would go out and put misinformation out online when he had the availability to talk to these kids and clear these things up like I did before he presented this to the public. We also reached out to Benjamin Crump 4 times. And on the 5th time, they come back and tell us that the family is not doing interviews. We didn't ask to talk to the family. We asked to talk to the attorney, Benjamin Crump. Why? So we can come together as a community and solve what happened to Nolan Wells, not create and stoke division which is what
Well,
I've seen
Mr.
from
Tatum,
Benjamin
that is
Crump.
exactly what we're trying.
We're going to pause for a second. What do we have coming down the chat? Shout out to Angel for the super chat and for being a sponsor. She said, thanks, Open Book. It takes a lot of effort, time, and dedication to investigate a ton of information. Keep applying pressure. We got your back, sis. Thank you, Angel. Shout out to y'all in the Open Book family, a team of investigators in the chat. Come on now. We are going to continue to apply pressure. I appreciate it. I believe the initial calls were just to throw off. Why would Nolan's mother want to hear their lies so Nolan's case could be closed by now? And really, the judge, when she sent that, it was the night before they went out and started talking, doing the press and so forth. It was the night before, child. That's a day late and $1 short. You should have done that in the very beginning, okay? When we would peep that and keep it moving. That is right. We need the encouragement to keep Open Book with success. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Okay, y'all can hear good. Okay. How you know they haven't? Right, exactly. Someone said sounds like a RICO case. Child, look.
Trying to do, and I hear everything you're saying, and I think like a prosecutor. My main goal is to find the truth of what happened to Nolan Wells. And one thing I cannot get away from is the medical examiner. I'm trying to get to tonight's news, which I'm going to get to, but you were seeing video from WLOX. Speaking of sinking, is at an alleged issue with the boat bilge. Well, Randy and Bunny on TikTok have their interpretation of that. Watch this.
CETO Assistance, Vicky speaking. How can I help you?
Hey, we're at the west tip of Horn, and our bilge pump stopped working. We're sinking. Can y'all please come? We have a membership.
All right, of course. How far is the water coming up, sir? Can you give me a description? Ankles? Hello?
Hey.
Yes. How far is the water coming up, sir?
It's coming up. We're just sinking. I don't know. Like we're going down now.
That from Randy and Bunny on TikTok. Joe Scott Morgan, very quickly before I can get into why the family believes they need subpoenas to social media giants to get the truth about what happened to Nolan's phone. Anybody can say anything after the fact. Those boys may be innocent. They can look like choir boys, angels now, right, but I still don't know what happened on that boat, and I still see conflicts.
Okay,
can they be
here, y'all? Now, child, look, until they answer our questions, we're going to continue, to talk about it, because there's so many things that are key and important in this situation. We haven't even gotten past the bilge pump part, because if indeed he was on that boat, going back to land is going to be key, which is why footage hopefully is pulled, How did he get back? And my thing is this, the group that they were with should have been going back to the same boat launches because it was 3 boats. So is there any camera footage showing the return? Since y'all wanted to put out camera footage of them leaving, where's the camera footage of the return? Because it seems like even if he didn't take y'all's boat, he would have came back to where he left. So it would have been on one of 3 boats, right? Why would he go on a different boat with someone else that could possibly be going to a different boat launch? Were they going to give him a ride on over to where y'all started off from? Because some of his stuff could have been there. Think that through. If 3 boats left from that particular launch, and Nolan was on the boat, on camera, shown getting on there, right? Well, that means that wherever I leave from, I'm going to at least come back to that boat launch. So that means the boats that we went out on, one of these 3 boats, I need to be coming back on to this same lunch, because anybody else out there, where are they going to lunch? You see what I'm saying? Where are they going to dock and all of that? It would have been in a different location. So it would have been one of the 3 boats that would have came back, and he should have been on one of those if that was the case, if he wasn't on y'all's. Shout out to John. Thank you so much, and thank you for being a sponsor for today's live. Why would she talk to any of them when they didn't even offer one of their boats to go help? Exactly. Oh, they went on their own without the family. Okay. To everyone donating and being a part of the membership, congratulations. Thank you, Hanada. I appreciate your support and all of your engagement as well. Let's see. Sorry, y'all. I'm trying to move, make sure it's not breaking up. I'm really proud of his mom and dad because they handle their business without going off. Yeah, they do. And it seems like they're connected strongly, you know, holding on to one another. Why did Javon's mother tap his arm during that video interview? Something was up there as well. I agree. Yeah. Hey, True Seeking, welcome. That footage would show them scrubbing it. Zap yourself. Okay. The salmon snatcher has a lot of nerves to say Crump shouldn't have interviewed the clear boys. I wonder if Nolan's phone opened with facial recognition, which means his phone could have been opened by someone holding the phone to Nolan's face. Yeah, I don't know. They don't have to talk to you, Tatum. Right, if they don't want to. Like, who is he? They need to talk to the 20 witnesses. Yep. Okay. He said he gave out 20 witnesses on that list. So many characters causing in this investigation are intentionally misleading the public. Right. When Cito was called, the boats were tied to another boat. Tatum were worried about Benjamin Crump, like Stephen and Django. Not Stephen and Django. Okay, trying to solve the case. Come on now. Money bandits. Okay. Hey. Yes. At 11 o'clock. Okay. And I'm about to get off, y'all. I think Javon's mom is scared. Yeah, probably so. People are giving Tatum too much airtime on their channel. Respectfully, Attorney Crump is having a press conference right now. I thought it started at 11. Is it now? Let me see, y'all. I don't see it yet. Let me look on Facebook. Because I know he shared it last night. Okay. Join us. No, it said 11 Central. Yeah. Today we stand with 3 families who deserve answers. Attorney Ben Crump joins the families of Nolan Wells, Daniel Irving, and Tyler Smith at the National Urban League's annual conference. He will share updates on all 3 cases alongside Mark H. Morial, president and CEO of the National Urban League. 3 18-year-old Black men, 3 deaths within 3 months, 3 families still fighting for the truth. We are going live today at 11 Central from the Music City Center in Nashville. They're going to be in Nashville, y'all. Let me share this. Okay. So notice here it says Music City Center. Join us live at 11 Central. So we got an hour. We're going to get out from here, regroup, get y'all some lunch, drinks, and so forth. And so I want to tune in. So we'll see. I may come back around that time or watch it, and then we react to it. I'm going to see where I am at that time. So I got to get going. I love you all. Thank y'all so much for tapping in this morning. Make sure y'all hit that like button. It is for free. Yes, Pilot J, I agree. I definitely agree. Nashville Cats. Shout out to Caramel Shell. She said, "OB, yes, he's on his Eastern." Well, why you put Central? Okay, well, y'all can watch it and we'll just talk about it because I gotta get going, child. Okay, you're welcome, Inspiration. Shout out to the Moss in the building. Also, special thanks to the sponsors, Pretty Rasta, John, Miss Ava, Tebe Forever, Six Figure Days, Caramel Shell, Detective London, Monica, Angel, and yeah, and some did multiple times. So thank you all so much. If you would like to support the channel, you're welcome to send a super sticker, super chat, Cash App, or buy a coffee. And those links are in the chat or the description field of this video. Let's see. Okay, you watching it now? Okay, I'm gonna get off too. Okay. Love you too, Monica. Thank y'all so much for joining. Y'all have a great day, and we will be back. YouTube, thank y'all. Thank y'all so much. Hit the like button. Don't forget to hype up the video. Subscribe and hit that bell because you never know when I'm going to go live. Thank you all so much. You're welcome, Peggy, and have a great day. Thanks, Tammy. And it is What Happened to Nolan Wells. Have a great day.
You just flip through truth with the open book. If you felt that heat, like share and stay locked in. Another chapter done, but we far from finished. Truth on the mic, yeah, we handle business. Real talk, no fluff, just facts and fire. From the book to the block, we taking it higher. The open book, every voice matters, every lie shatters. Catch you next page.